Hello, everyone, and welcome into Gridiron Dynasty, a fantasy football podcast. Don't know what episode number we're on. We skipped a week, and we skipped a week for a very good reason. Pat, I feel like this should be something that you should take as to why we skipped last week.
I had a baby. Oh, wait, I've done this before.
Yeah, we did. Okay, Pat always has to point out when we don't do everything on the first take, apparently. Because that's just not a normal thing. But yeah, so Pat had a little baby girl last week. So I texted him, and he's like, I haven't prepared yet. I'm like, it's okay, we can skip it. He goes, yeah, it's probably a good idea, and then sent me pictures of child. So
There's the baby.
there's the baby with
Alex cheesing.
so hard. Alex cheesing super hard in these photos.
Big ham.
Big Taylor
All
ham.
of them.
Big
ham.
Taylor ham. Got
Taylor
it.
ham.
Okay, so we're at the midway point for the year. We just finished week 7. So we figured we'd have a bigger podcast this week. So as you can see, Mike Merrill and Andrew Sargenti are returning. This is Drew, what, your third appearance? Fourth appearance?
Probably.
Third. Merrill,
I think 3.
you're up there 3 or 4 appearances, fourth appearance. And here is the man, the myth, the legend that we talk about constantly. This is Team Autodraft himself.
I'm a real person.
Yeah, he's a real
The meat
person.
house.
I'm a real boy.
This is Mike. This is my roommate Michael. He is always working during our podcast. He was working during our draft. And Mike, I just want to know, do you think you
Yes.
could have drafted a better team than the computer?
No.
Okay, so
No, absolutely not.
At least he's
Tebow
honest.
still
No,
available.
it's the truth. But at least he knows it.
Yeah.
his team was surprisingly good and was
I
in
don't
the
know
top
how.
3 for the first 5 weeks of the year too. So
Terrell Owens is still available, right?
yes, Terrell Owens is still available.
Give
So
me
is
a
Tim
second.
Tebow.
Give me a second. Tebow time?
Tebow's actually in the league though. He's there as a player you can add.
Oh my god. I'm not that bad.
Terrell Owens is not. Well, no, someone drafted Tebow, I'm pretty sure, in one of my leagues or several of my leagues. Anyway, I digress. So we're just going to do some fun stuff with this. We're going to give you where we are right now. Pat made a little chart for us today, as he always does. We're going to go over, even though we weren't here last week, we still did our DFS lineup so we can watch Pat take a shot because he lost again. Yeah.
Pick the wrong lineup.
Right, so here's the breakdown of the league. Sutz is still in first place. Berman has moved up to second place since our last episode. His team has kind of come on strong as of late. I'm sitting there in third. The O'Connors are in fourth. My brother's been scoring a lot of points lately, moving up into fifth. Drew is rounding out the playoffs at 6th. And then the tanker himself is doing a terrible job at tanking with Alex sitting in 7th. We have Team Autodraft in 8th, who has
Team
steadily
injured in
declined.
9th.
And then Ricky's team, who has more
Is always
people
hurt.
on the IR that can be in a starting lineup.
Mhm.
Merrill has dropped down to 10th, right?
Math.
Yep.
He's biding his time.
Yep. And then Pat
Planning his revenge.
Pat's sitting comfortably in the bottom 2, as he's been since pretty much week 1. And then Mr. I still can't set a lineup, Sean, is
He's
rounding
doing
out.
better.
He
didn't
did
set
make a roster move today, though. He made a roster move, so he's alive.
Right. The Minnesota Vikings were on a bye last week, and Justin Jefferson was in a starting lineup, so he still didn't set a lineup.
There was a better chance of Justin Jefferson getting
To be,
points.
yeah. I was going to say, to be
Than
fair,
of
he's
the other
probably
people.
still
Not true.
outscoring somebody else
Denzel
on his
Mims
bench,
actually
so.
got a catch last week, so
So for the first time ever, Denzel Mims outscored Justin Jefferson. All it took was Justin Jefferson to be on a bye week. Fantastic.
Yep.
And for that, he dropped Denzel Mims this week.
right. How
As
dare you?
well deserved.
Y'all would have thought that would be me doing that.
Well, you get close to it sometimes.
It's true.
So Pat, why don't you break down what your little chart here has listed for us?
It's pretty much the same thing as normal. I just went shortened version this time because, well, it's been busy. So we have the points for rank, which is always important to see who's getting a little lucky, who's getting a little unlucky. As you mentioned, your brother's scoring a lot of points. He's still sitting down there with an uneven record. Most points for, which is just sitting 3 and 4 with most points for is not something you would normally see. Actually, it reminds me of Rory's league where I have the most points for and I'm 1 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Just
Lovely stuff.
What you run into week in and week out.
Just
It
worst
happens.
lineup. Yeah, worst things in history. Sargenti, almost even on points, and almost even in standings, right down there in the middle, rounding out the playoffs. There's a lot of opportunity here, even for bad teams still. 3 and 4 being a playoff position, 2 playoff positions. There's no one except maybe me and Sean who can't score points that are out of it at this point. If Ricky can get healthy, if Mike can get healthy, is he healthy still? I don't remember anymore. Merrill
Russell
just needs his
Wilson.
team to play.
Mike's
Yeah, okay.
Mike's problem
That's
right now
rough.
is Russell Wilson.
Yep.
Yeah. Merrill,
No.
6 most points
That's
scored.
one of
So
my issues too.
Merrill, you get 1 win and you're jumping right up behind Sargenti into the next playoff spot. So
Well, it all
there's
depends
no one
who's.
that's really out of it that's in the top 10. We are only at the midpoint in the season. And that's an important thing to remember. When Alex gave up the season and your brother gave up the season, the moves they made also helped their teams this year, which were quite useful. They accumulated some draft picks, and they got some players worth playing. Plus, when you get those early waiver wire moves, you can pick up additional help. Khalil Herbert has been coming up big. He just traded him to Berman, but it's a big help.
Right. I didn't realize my team was that old.
Yeah, I redid the ages.
Is that
They are
reflecting of
they
me
are
adding
the actual
Tyrod
ages.
Taylor?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yes.
probably why.
They
Tyrod
are the
Taylor.
ages as of right now, which is why my team is so high. I just added Ben Roethlisberger just to play quarterback because Justin Fields looks
Doesn't
worse
have
than
to.
Ben Roethlisberger, which I didn't think was possible to say out loud. So here I am.
What did I say
saying
about
that out
Chicago?
loud. So
Yeah. Just because I
Um,
know I'm gonna forget about this later, and then you mentioned trades. I think Tim's brother Matt has impressed me the most with those trades because his team is still scoring points, and he doesn't have a draft pick out of the 3rd round next year.
If you ask my
Every
brother,
one of
he
his
didn't
draft-
tank. I talked to my brother. If you ask him, he wasn't
Oh
doing
no,
that
I
with the
didn't think he
intention.
was tanking.
No,
He
Pat.
made some incredibly smart trades.
Well,
Like
no,
all
Pat
of his
made the-
draft, he has every draft pick in the top 3 rounds, and he has a solid team still.
Right. Pat was saying before that Matt gave up on the season. Matt wasn't giving up on the season. He was trying to fix his roster because we talked about it, and his roster was not the greatest coming out of the draft. And his team's very like complete.
Yeah, he has
Right
he has
now?
a solid team now.
Yeah. It's we got,
most points scored.
Yep.
We'll see how it pans out the rest of the year. But it popped in my head when you were talking about trades, and I was like, I'm gonna forget if I wait till later to say that.
Right. We got a battle for at the top of the league this week too. I'm playing Suts. So that could really change things a little bit here. If I can take down Suts, then him and I tie, and Berman moves into first place by himself, probably because I don't remember who Berman's playing, but I don't think it was a huge matchup like me versus Suts right now. But who's Berman playing?
He's going up against the legendary Sean.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
God. Can you contact Sean and tell him to actually set a lineup
The
this week?
good
please?
news is Sean has his lineup set already.
What?
The bad news is Berman does not, and he's already projected to win by 5. So we got that.
Oh, God.
Well, that's
Berman
fine.
will forget he needs a quarterback.
That's fine. I was
Maybe.
projected to lose by 20 points last week, and I still won. So projections don't mean anything to me.
Not really.
Well, if I had a starting roster who could actually score points and not score on the bench, then it'd be a different game, man.
I mean, you're
That's the story of my
team
team
is
this
sitting
year.
at 6th.
Yeah, like see Mikey. Mikey's showing his matchup this week. He's projected to lose by right around 20 points to Merrill. I was projected to lose by 20 points to Merrill. I beat Merrill by 20 points.
No, I thought Mike was facing me. Oh no, I'm playing Mike in the ESPN.
Yeah.
Who I have
Premier
Ricky.
League.
Never mind.
Yeah, my bench plays better than my starting roster. I can't figure out. I don't know who to start anymore because, like, oh, wait, you're projecting more points? You have the better matchup? Oh, no, you're going to do terrible. Oh, my bench is going to have great players? Who do I start?
Better matchup doesn't always mean anything. If there's a blowout because the other team sucks, then starters don't play. So you lose out on those points. If that's one of the biggest things, if your team's up by 30 going into the 4th quarter, your wide receiver's done.
Yep.
And that's unfortunate. Your wide receiver's done. There's a real chance if you have a Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon situation. I know this isn't what came up last time, but your team's up big, they're done. If you're in a very tight game and your coach, doesn't want to run the ball at all, Looking at you, Sean McVay.
Well,
Got
like I
Darrell
said,
Henderson. No, don't use him. Forget that. Just keep throwing it somewhere.
Yeah, to Cooper Cup, preferably.
It's Cooper Cup. Yeah, well, it worked.
Preferably to Cooper
but
Cup.
you're looking at if you're trailing slightly or anything, you run into the wrong game script. That's where it's all going to come down. For example, you have Cole Beasley still.
yeah, every time I start him, he puts
He's-
up like 5 points. Every time I bench him, he puts up 16.
He's on a start list for me this week. Dawson knocks out. That's the slot role that Cole Beasley is going to fit into. There is no Dawson Knox anymore, so it's all about finding the matchup.
And the thing with Buffalo is they don't, no matter if they're up by 20 or if they're up by 2, they're going to be throwing the football regardless because that's their offense. They don't have a good run game. So starting a Buffalo receiver could be good. Obviously, Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, and Dawson Knox are the 3 must-starts on the team when healthy. So Dawson Knox isn't healthy, so I agree with Pat. Cole Beasley does slide into that. I'm going to start him. They're going up against Miami this weekend, I believe. Miami's defense has not been what Miami's defense has shown recently. So, yeah, I like Cole Beasley this week, too.
I don't know. Every time I start him, he puts up 5 points. Every time I bench him, he puts up almost 20. I don't
Got to
trust
find
him.
the right matchup.
So
That's
leave
it.
him on your bench right before kickoff, then put him in your starting lineup. Try to
Confuse Buffalo.
Yeah,
They never have time to adapt their game plan.
Yeah, because they're watching your lineup before you set it.
Yeah.
Before they know what their game plan is.
What's that dude Merrill
Well,
doing?
I work Sunday, so I'm gonna have to make sure I'm
So
not
put
busy.
Cole Beasley in early.
Or
Never
just
mind.
go and you have to go to the bathroom.
Set the alarm.
Yeah. If you ever watch the show The League, you gotta do some stinker tinkers.
I don't know. If my
And
roster,
then we have the age rundown. As you were pointing out, your team is very old.
I think it's
Tim?
because I added Tyrod Taylor and Gardner Minshew this week.
Is he 80? Minshew's not old.
Yes, he is. He's old.
He's
He's
not
old.
old.
He's got a mullet. He's old.
Oh my god.
He's not old.
He's
Not
got a
doing
mullet.
this with you.
He's old, guys.
That's not. Mullets don't determine your age.
All right,
got
you
a
want
mullet
to
at any
guess
age.
how old he is, Tim?
It's because I have Aaron Rodgers too.
Determines how
I
much
forgot about
body.
him.
Yeah,
And Emmanuel
Minshew's
Sanders.
25.
Minshew's 25.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got some old people on this team.
Yeah, I have Ryan Fitzpatrick and Ben Roethlisberger. So
Yeah.
Both
my
Pat's
age is not what it seems at 26.
Aaron Rodgers,
Because those two
Emmanuel
were combined to be
Sanders.
90. So
Marvin Jones.
yeah, you got some older guys.
Yeah. Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod.
you just
Yeah,
keep
I
bringing
did-
him up. That way
Sorry,
we
Tyrod.
just
I think Tannehill's the
Tyrod.
only one I have that's old on my team.
It's a good thing we're only keeping our starting rosters.
But that's another one that makes me look at Berman's team, and he had a good draft. That's his players are showing up when they need to.
Yes, he's
which I
put up
think is a
points, but he's
big-
also I think he's also put up. I think he's only gone against like 800 points or something like that.
What is the point
He's had a
differential?
very nice schedule. His team has been good, but he's also had a very nice schedule.
Yeah,
Right, but you still have Najee Harris, and you have
Well, no, his team still
you
has
have a
put up
lot of
points.
young
He's got a good
players
team.
on that team,
he has the highest point
which
differential,
is convenient.
so that's why he's doing good. I had the second.
Yeah, Mr.
highest,
Second highest point differential.
but I'm
Stop.
still the second highest scoring team in the league, so that's not really a
That's
huge
by like
difference.
10 points. Calm down.
Is it still the high? It's still the second highest, so
That could change any day.
it could. You're right, but it's still the second highest.
Hope you lose this week.
I probably
Go
will.
Suts.
It probably will. So it's fine.
Colin
Yeah,
Suts.
you have
Make
no
sure he
idea how
sets
much
his lineup
satisfaction
properly.
I got the last time he bragged about that. My team put up 200 points and became the highest scoring team, and Tim was no longer the highest scoring team after he said that.
Well, your team is no longer up there either.
No, I put up 90 the next week, and it tanked very quickly.
It's funny.
I'll
Well,
do that.
I'm starting one quarterback this week, so it's gonna be fun. Because even though I picked up Tyrod, I'm not starting Tyrod this week. I'd rather start Emmanuel Sanders.
Felt like an instant start for me.
Just plug and play.
I mean, he was looking good before he got hurt, so.
Just tell him not to get a shot before the game or anything.
Oh, Tyrod.
Yeah, that ends that. I heard the Chargers are hiring.
Right. Keep him away from Herbert.
Davis Mills really wants back into the starting lineup.
Yeah, Davis Mills hires a new athletic guy, a new trainer, doctor,
No, it's
whatever.
just a flu shot.
Yeah. Oh, why are you stabbing me in the chest with it?
Repeatedly.
That's where they go. Everyone knows that. The
Oh.
flu affects the lungs.
Oh, so it's a COVID vaccine. They're just going directly to the source in the lungs. Got it.
Exactly. Makes it easier.
Okay.
And then I have developed a best draft
Congratulations.
pick and worst draft pick. I don't know if that works there. We'll come back to that. We'll circle back. We're gonna turn into the president here. We're gonna circle back to that.
Oh my god. Why did I invite you on?
No
They
one,
didn't develop up here.
no
so
one heard that.
Pat
we all
heard it.
heard that.
We all heard
Everyone
it,
heard it.
Michael.
Everyone heard. The microphone's right in front of you. It works.
Acknowledge me.
This is why we drink.
Salute.
Facts. Oh, yeah.
Oh, not Sargenti. Okay,
Okay,
so I just looked at people who overperformed / underperformed where they were drafted. I do have my list, which we can run through if anyone feels the need to, but you can see it. What I did want to give everyone is the chance to kind of do their own, just to see how everyone else felt about this. So, we have this.
Oh, the
and
draft
we have
board.
this. So we have the full draft board here.
Oh lord.
Oh boy.
I
Oh,
can't
jeez.
read that.
In case you all wanted
I
to
can.
remember this terrible, terrible day. Here
I
it
had
is.
fun that day. I don't know what you're talking about.
That was a great day, actually.
I had a lot of fun that day.
It was a good conversation during it.
Oh, that's when I drafted the dude on the Falcons who wasn't on the Falcons at the time.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the running back, Hawkins. That was fun. He was drafted so low he did not make the bad draft list.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, looking through the first round, McCaffrey got hurt, so that's
that sucks.
just unfortunate. Barkley, I already put him down as the worst auto draft in history, so that's fine.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Probably still would've picked
Anything
him.
that jumps off that anyone else sees, besides Mike Williams going in the goddamn 11th round.
The fact that I still hate the auto draft took Jalen Hurts a pick before me.
Oh
That's-
yeah.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
Well,
I'd
Jalen
forgotten
Hurts made
about
my-
that until I saw it.
Jalen Hurts, top 3 quarterback right now, fantasy wise. So
Yeah, and he was on my.
There's a
Remember when you
steal in
said
the fifth
you
round.
feel like I feel like every time you had a player on your list, you got picked a pick before. That was one of them.
well, that was after.
Good
You
job,
picked
Autodraft,
Tannehill,
'cause I
and
got
then
big
Hurts was
brains.
picked.
Good job,
Well, no, it was right
Autodraft.
before.
No, it was right after.
Right. So
You had the chance for Hurts. Tannehill, you picked
I
Tannehill.
picked Tannehill had Hurts.
Yeah,
Hurts.
yeah, you did that. That
Oh,
was
that was
your
just
own
my
fault.
stupidity then.
Tanner
You
Hurts.
did that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woof.
Some picks I regret.
So you on your list you had Daniel Jones as a good pick for Sean.
I had him as his good pick.
Right, because he's right now a quarterback 1.
Right.
So a value that I got, it's obviously not the best value that I have. He's quarterback 16. How's that a quarterback
16.
1?
It's okay.
Okay.
QB2 in a QQB league is a starter.
Right. So based off of that, it's obviously not my best pick because my best pick was Cooper Kupp in the 6th round. The dude's wide receiver 1 on the year. In the second to last round, getting Derek Carr, who I believe is quarterback 11 on the year right now, is an incredible value where I got him, considering
Yes.
for this being a 2 QB league. Mr.
Just
Sid
the
from Toy
overwhelming
Story.
value that Cooper Kupp has provided as the number 1 player in fantasy football. He's not old,
Nope.
and you got him in the 6th round.
Yep.
So, for me, that was the Derek Carr pick is great, and it's worked out lovingly.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was that one. Obviously, there is debate on all of them, but I don't know who else I was going to pick for Sean. So, went with
I don't
that
know
one.
if Sean knows who Sean's going to pick.
That's fair.
Because I also had the point of for half the draft, Sean was on auto draft too, I feel like.
No, he only missed 1 pick.
Oh, okay.
It just happened to be a double. So that was unfortunate for him.
You know
I
what?
don't remember where it was.
Mike Gesicki, where he got him with how Gesicki's been playing, the tight end 3 in PPR for where he got him, not terrible. if I'm being honest. I like that where he got him because Tua's
I
actually
just don't
remembering.
find there to be an overwhelming difference in tight ends.
Right.
I do love where he got Gesicki, but even if you look at the scoring here, it's been recent, which is nice. I mean, it was, and we got to see how he continues to perform now that Tua is back in the fold. Obviously, last game was great. Tua tossed him up a ball. He went up and got it over 2 defenders and looked all the bit the player that he should look.
Right.
And got the looks that he should look. But you have Devontae Parker out. Jalen Waddle went down for a little bit.
Will Fuller's hurt.
Will Fuller's hurt. Gaskin was he wasn't a factor again. So there was really only one option on the offense. So it's interesting to see how he continues to use him. Gesicki is a very good grab there, but 2 QB league to get your second and only second QB in the 12th round, and he's a viable starting option in a 2 QB league.
Right.
The only other person to grab one that late was you.
Yeah. Well, no, Matt got Matt Ryan. And Matt Ryan's been playing pretty well this year, too. If I remember correctly. Okay, maybe not so. Well, recently.
QB 20.
Recently, he's not been playing bad.
He had this little
Yeah, he started
span
to
right
use
here.
Jets, and he's
Washington
actually,
and the Jets.
Yeah, so that's it for a 2 QB league, those are serviceable stats. Who'd you have as Sean's worst pick? Because I know which one it is for me. I don't remember who you had.
I think I put Gaskin.
For me, it's Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones
should've put here.
right now shouldn't have been a drafted running back. So that's what
Worst
makes it the
draft
worst one for me.
I did put Gaskin. But I put Gaskin because of how early he was picked. Ronald Jones, I think that was his auto draft. I think that one was where they got him.
Okay. 'Cause I'm trying to see the players that got drafted after him that would have been better for him, like Kareem Hunt.
Michael Carter, Kareem Hunt, all of them.
Yeah.
Chase Edmonds, Damian Harris. I mean, Leonard Fournette, A.J. Dillon, even James Conner. There's a whole list of running backs down here. Darrell Henderson got picked in the 12th round, so there's definitely.
Even McKissick.
And I mean, he
started
drafted
at-
Darrell Henderson in the first
even-
round of our other league. So
Yeah, even J.D. McKissick would have been better.
yeah, I mean, anyone really, except for Carlos Hyde. We'll ignore him. Pretend he doesn't exist.
Or Trey Sermon right now. Man.
At least he's a rookie.
Yeah, you know what? Elijah Mitchell, Mikey, good job in the second to last round.
You know how I do.
That was so good for you, bro.
300 IQ right here.
100%.
Auto draft legend.
That's what I do.
God, that's such a pretty lineup, too.
Who, mine?
Yeah, dude, on auto draft.
It looked really good. It has not come very well to fruition because of injuries.
Yeah.
Right, but it has
His top 3 draft picks have been hurt.
the only thing that I don't think
Just
like a real
unfortunate.
person would do quarterback, tight end, quarterback in 3 consecutive
When it's
picks.
Travis Kelce
True, but
and a 2 QB league when you get Jalen Hurts to drop to you in the 5th round.
I still personally wouldn't have done it. But yeah,
I-
Travis Kelce in the 4th round's a nice value, even though the Chiefs don't know what football is currently.
No.
I think Mike's sleeper pick, for argument's sake, because I think he's going to have potential once you have a solid connection with his quarterback. I think St. Brown's going to be good with Detroit because he's
You mean
starting
the auto draft.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, I think that's a possible sleeper for him because I think St. Brown might have a future for that team. It's just depending on when he and Goff connect better.
Right, but I don't
Not
think
yet.
I don't think Mike's going to be able to keep St. Brown.
Yeah, he's probably not going to keep him going into next year.
Yeah, so that'd be good if this was like a standard. We're keeping your
I mean,
roster dynasty.
Well, yeah,
There's
but I still
definitely
think-
a chance he keeps him.
Yeah, I
You
think
got
there's
2
potential
running
for
backs.
him.
Mm-hmm.
You have your tight end.
Yeah, your
I don't
two
know who I.
quarterbacks.
He has
I don't know who
he
you
has
have
his
now.
QBs.
He has his 2 QBs, Russell Wilson and Jalen Hurts.
And who's your flex player?
Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah.
I'm keeping Elijah Mitchell over St. Brown right now.
I'm seeing how the season plays out first.
Well, yeah,
see
if
how
the season
Elijah
were to
Mitchell
end right
finishes
now, I'm
out.
keeping Elijah Mitchell. Ew,
So you're
Jared
not
Goff's in your starting
keeping
lineup
David
right now.
Johnson?
Who?
Although David Johnson's in line for more touches now that Mark Ingram got traded back to the Saints.
Philip Lindsay, here he comes. Trade for Philip
Ew.
Lindsay.
Jared Goff's
Make
in your
him
starting
move.
lineup, Mikey.
He had a reasonably good game last week, though.
Okay.
It's going against Philadelphia.
Okay.
Philly hasn't been playing that well.
I think that's gonna be
Defensively.
Detroit's first win of the season. It's gonna be against Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It was a possibility.
That's my trap game. I think for Philly. I think they're gonna lose. That's gonna be Detroit's first win.
If he does play, he goes in.
Oh
Easily
yeah,
for
if Nick
me.
Chubb plays, you're playing Nick Chubb even
Yeah,
against a good
over
defense.
Goff.
Yeah.
Yeah, over Goff, I put him in over or Amon St. Brown.
Yeah.
He's definitely an over St. Brown.
I'm putting St. Brown in over Nelson Aguilar though.
Mm-hmm.
Nelson Aguilar
give you
caught a
that.
touchdown from a non-quarterback last week.
That was awesome.
No, it wasn't. God, 54-13. Way to show up, New York.
America.
You had a bye week to do that.
Go Jets.
Of course, I have to watch that game at work.
Jets.
Hey, at least they're finally done with the Patriots and they can move on to losing to other teams now.
We haven't played the Bills yet.
Oh boy.
Well, Joe
Still?
Flacco, you know,
No, we haven't played the Bills once yet this
Oh, yeah.
year.
You got the
Oh my
flag attack.
God.
Yeah, we got the Flacco back.
Oh.
But he's not starting this week. Mike White's starting again this week. Or playing
Yeah, you know.
this week. Start the Bengals defense.
Could have just signed a veteran
That's
in the
what I have.
offseason instead of trading a 6th-round pick for one. But I mean,
Well, you
You
know
gotta
what?
get
If
him
he
now.
plays enough, it's a 5th-round pick because that's the smart trade that we made.
Woof.
Still not as bad as giving up. What did the Vikings give up for Chris Herndon? A third?
no, it wasn't
fourth?
that much.
It was.
let's just never talk about that trade.
It was like a
Yeah.
4th or something. It was at
That was
That
least.
feels
fifth.
fair.
I'm pretty sure it was a 4th for Herndon. But yeah,
But yeah, so there's been some off the page moves that have helped out.
Yeah, we set a 4th for a 6th.
yeah,
4th for a 6th. Yeah.
and Herndon, who's like a 12.
No, just pretend it doesn't exist. You just 4th for a 6th. That's
I
all
think
it
he
is.
has one catch. I think he has
He
one
just wanted
catch.
to go backwards.
And like 5 penalties.
Yeah. Hey, those are important. They keep the drive dead and help quarterbacks get more fantasy points.
So if we're
Which
looking
Kirk
at
Cousins has
hindsight
done a
right
fairly
now,
good job of.
I kind of regret taking Christian McCaffrey where I did, but just because he hasn't played all year, and Kyler Murray's been an MVP. But
Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert. I mean, yeah. I was shocked when you took the running back there. To be honest with
because
you.
like I said, when I did my mocks, I liked how the draft played out after it. But when I took a quarterback in the beginning, I was looking at Antonio Gibson as my RB1, and that would have been worse this year.
He is your RB1.
Well, technically he's Joe Mixon now, but
Well, he's not on your draft board.
no, but he's on my squad, and that's all that matters.
That's fair.
Yeah. But, I'm happy with my team. How about you, Taco?
Yeah. Fire sale.
Fire sale?
Possibly.
Fire
You
sale.
don't trade. How can you have a fire sale if you don't trade?
That's
By the way, I
important.
sent you a
He did
trade.
trade
and
this
instead
year.
of responding to the
Burnout.
trade, you text me LOL.
Yeah.
That sounds about right, actually.
That's fine. This
I've
dude.
gotten many of text.
I don't
back
even
like that.
remember the trade, to be
So
honest.
here's the thing. Alex sent Mike a bunch of trades and Mike wasn't responding. So he sent
Terrible.
Mike a terrible trade to try to get your attention. That's why he sent you that trade.
It did
'cause
get
I
my
called him out.
attention,
He
'cause I
offered him
sent it
Mac
to
Jones for
everybody.
Saquon Barkley.
At this point, I should have
Wow.
just took it.
No,
No, you
no,
shouldn't.
you should not.
No, you shouldn't.
No.
I mean, he did put up 50 points last week.
Did I offer you Chris Godwin for Saquon Barkley?
No,
I offered you something for Saquon Barkley that was like that.
not Godwin.
Well, I have to check. But I think I did.
That's like Berman saying that he keeps offering trades for Justin Fields when he has literally never once offered me a trade for Justin Fields.
But he said like 5 times he'd offer you gold for
He was
him.
like, "Remember when I offered you a king's ransom for him?" I was like, "No, I fucking don't. It never happened. I would have taken the trade."
His trading ability is phenomenal.
Uh-oh.
Ginger alert.
Oh, no.
Oh, after we were told he wasn't going to join.
What a turn of events.
Yeah, he just texted
Oh.
me. He's like, "Can you text me the link so that I can
In the
join while
car.
driving?" This is not
So-
safe, Matthew Christopher.
I have a
we,
feeling
we,
that
we don't
the
endorse
only,
this behavior.
the only other person who lost daily fantasy with me is probably not going to be taking a shot right now.
No. Unfortunately,
a
this
feeling.
one's got to go
It's
to
just-
work.
Just
He's a
Just a
professional.
feeling I have.
He's a firefighter.
Yeah,
Okay?
he's,
taking this one by
he's a
myself.
professional driver.
Yeah.
He's fine, guys.
I'm driving with the interior light on, just so you guys can see me. You know,
So all
Well,
feels very legal.
can you do our viewers a favor and turn off the interior light?
yeah, you can't see me then.
That's the favor for the
That-
viewers.
that was-
That better?
Oh God,
That's
no,
the
turn that back
favor.
on.
Yo, John,
It's almost
Actually,
Halloween. It's spooky season.
you can't see me,
Side
John
note: Did
Cena.
anyone else grow up thinking that was illegal because their parents told you that was illegal, so that they didn't have to
Yes.
freaking turn the light on?
Wait,
Yeah,
it's not
it's
illegal?
instant crash to the car.
No,
mode.
it's not illegal. at
No,
all.
it's not.
You can drive with the interior light on it all you
Damn it,
want.
Dad.
Yeah, it just makes driving a little harder.
Yes, it's very annoying in the windshield.
Looking at
That's
Tim
about it.
Jones, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Matt, right now we're breaking down like our best, like the best pick for the team and the worst pick for the team. Pat, who'd you have for Matt's best pick? Debo Samuel, who's not even on his team anymore, right?
Does it matter?
I
He
did.
doesn't have anyone left on his team.
I did pick Debo Samuel, 9th round.
He's a wide receiver.
Debo's
one.
in wide receiver 6. Wide receiver 6.
Yeah,
He did have his bye week already,
Yep.
so that does factor into that. But yeah, wide receiver 6, playing with 2 different quarterbacks, showed up every single time. He did get a very good return on that. Tom Brady, QB number 1,
Mhm.
Mark Andrews, tight end
2.
Like
Mm-hmm.
3,
2. So
2, 3.
there you go.
2. He's,
Top
he's
5.
behind Kelsey.
Number
because
1 quarterback,
Kittle
top
and
5 tight end.
Kittle's been hurt. Waller's hurt.
1 trade for a guy he got in the 9th round that turned into 2 top 5 players. So that is by far listed as his steal of the draft for me.
And who's his
Um,
first pick? Deshaun Watson, right?
Desean Watson, he's never played, and he got him in the 7th round. And there was a litany of players behind that. I did consider putting Stephon Diggs there, but I thought that was rude, so I didn't do it.
I think Stephon Diggs is gonna be fine.
I think he's going to turn it around.
He's got a
I do.
lot of juicy matchups coming up, so
Yes, and he's just been Emmanuel Sanders has been getting open in the end zone, and Josh Allen knows how to bomb the ball down there. So when Diggs is getting double coverage, covered over top by a safety, it's easy money for Emmanuel Sanders, and I think that opens up the field a little more. And then Stephon Diggs comes back, so that's why he wasn't there. He wasn't there. But that was my feeling for his team.
Yeah, the only thing that could hold back Stephon Diggs, if he hasn't done it yet, but if he starts acting like he did in Minnesota when he doesn't get the ball, that's going to hurt him this year, but we'll see how it pans out.
that's the thing though. He's
'Cause
still
he-
getting his targets.
Well, that was what it was in Minnesota. We were literally winning in a playoff game, and it was like the second quarter. He hadn't caught a ball yet, but he was getting targeted, and he threw a hissy fit on the sidelines, and then they,
Who was his
benched him.
quarterback?
Kirk Cousins.
I think that was
How's
actually
Kirk
Keenum.
Oh.
Was it?
I don't think
Well,
Stephon Diggs is having a terrible season.
It was
No, he's
it was
not.
Keenum
He's
because he
a
hasn't
wide
made the
receiver
playoffs.
too. It's just you got him in the
Oh.
second round.
Yeah, you took.
No, I
So that's-
understand that.
That's.
But he
I
looked
didn't
like
list
he
him
looked like
there.
old
He'll be
Stephon
back, though.
Diggs last week.
Yeah,
He'll be back where he belongs.
yeah. It's just
but
what
if
we're
you
saying.
look
Monday
is
at-
night.
He was the 5th wide
Case
receiver.
Right,
off
had
the
the
no
value I
control of
got
that
him.
team.
Yeah.
His 5th
Yeah.
wide receiver off the board. He's right now wide receiver 24. So right now he's not living up to the draft capital that you paid for him. But yeah, no, I still think Stephon Diggs is gonna be perfectly fine.
This is week 7. There's a lot of time.
Yeah, and he's still got
There's a lot
Jacksonville, New
of time.
York to play twice.
Mhm.
So
Twice. Yeah.
I
So
think
there's
he'll be okay.
plenty of opportunity. I don't think Diggs is dead by any imagination. I don't know what the hell's happening with Deshaun Watson, but I just don't see him suiting up at all this
He's
year.
gonna
I don't
get
care where he's gonna
traded.
get traded to.
He's-
I think he's gonna get traded
well,
to
according to the
Miami.
last reports, they have the trade in place, but Miami wants his legal issues.
They want the
sorted
situation
first.
resolved. And you got to realize where the trade deadline is. So that's probably not going to happen. So you're either going to get Deshaun Watson for cheap picks instead of what his actual value is because the situation is not resolved, or you're going to sit on your hands and wait till the offseason and you're not going to do anything. Miami cannot possibly be in a rush. They suck.
right.
So this is a situation where Miami can keep their high picks, let Deshaun Watson sit in Houston for another year, and see if someone sorts this out. If the NFL says, okay, never mind, he can play, then you can go ahead and throw some picks at there. But even then,
Well, the
what
NFL
does
hasn't
Miami
said he
really
can't
have
play.
to-
He doesn't want to play for Houston. Houston won't play him. The NFL
Right, but he's
hasn't
not-
said he can't play.
he's not stepping on the field yet. It's not a problem because he's not playing. If he was playing, if he was walking out onto a field in front of fans every single week, it would be an issue. But because he's sitting in his house doing nothing, it's not an issue. For the NFL doesn't care right now. The NFL doesn't have to care, so they're not going to care. That's a trademark of the NFL. Roger Goodell does not have to make this an issue. He's not going to make this an issue. As soon as he's a starting quarterback, it's an issue. You're going to have complaints from everyone. So I just think it's not an issue right now, and the NFL is not focusing on it. They're hoping that the legal matter plays itself out and they don't have to focus on it. But the legal matter will not be resolved until after the trade deadline. They have said that already. So where does the NFL stand on it? If it's not resolved, if all this is still hanging over him, do they let him play? Do they make him wait it out?
It's just such a weird situation because, I mean, the NFL's kept him when they haven't had to before. A guy's been suspended. Like, the team's come out and said before he's not playing, and then the NFL still comes out and puts him on the exemption list after the fact when he's not playing in that situation too. So they've done situations like that where they've put guys on exempt lists when they weren't going to play anyway. So
Right.
But they're usually still a starter.
I just find it hard to believe that the NFL is not going to suspend a guy with all these allegations against him, considering
they have to.
They suspended Ezekiel Elliott for 6 games
for accusations.
There was also the video of him pulling the girl's top down. That's like all these allegations to Desean Watson. I think are. I'm not trying to compare apples to oranges here. I just think they're more severe at this point. How can they not suspend him? If you're gonna bring down the law on Zeke for what he did, you got to bring down the law on Desean Watson for this crap.
That's got to be at least
a year. It has to.
It has to.
Right. So
you set the bar at 6 games for one incident. You have 26 instances with Desean Watson right now.
22.
If Miami
22.
was competing for a wild card spot, maybe they roll the dice on Desean Watson. Unless that value that they have to give up is nowhere close to what you would expect to give up for Desean Watson, I don't think he goes anywhere. And I think that ends his season. And I don't even know if you keep him for next year. Of course, everything can play itself out in the offseason, and he's on Miami, and he's starting quarterback for Miami next year. And, okay, awesome quarterback too. But
yeah,
we're only keeping a starting lineup. We'll see how everything shakes out. Now you have Josh Allen and Tom Brady. So
Tom Brady
Deshaun Watson
next year, so.
is no longer right. Deshaun Watson is no longer that guaranteed hold in a 2 QB league that he was when you drafted him and your backup was Matt Ryan. So that was one of the factors that went into me making that decision.
It makes sense.
I'm taking the gamble that he's gonna get traded. He's gonna play. It depends on how long Goodell wants to put him on the list. But that was the gamble I've been taking all year with him. If all of a sudden all that stuff came out and it was false and he was gonna play, then I got a top 5 quarterback in the 7th round. So.
And if that had happened, he'd probably be on the other side of this list. To be completely honest with you,
right?
He'd be on your best draft pick list.
It was a gamble, but that's been my whole year because I've traded pretty much my entire team gambling on it, and I'm the highest scoring team in the league. So.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Don't fail. We touched on that.
You solidified your team and got a
we made sure that was included early on.
Okay.
You would have known.
I apologize. I was sleeping. I was sleeping. You know, some of us have got to go to work at 11 o'clock at night.
Right. No one here. We're good. Anyone else? Anyone?
No, I'm good.
No one here's good.
I'm good on that.
We're gonna go back to drinking.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So, Pat, do you want to segue into your? Pat has a little section that he wants to do for us.
All right.
Boy.
It's Pat's little baby.
So, it's very simple. You pick a team. You throw a little jab at them.
At the team, not the person.
At the team, not the person.
I have to make sure we say that.
You take a shot. Because if you're going to take a shot at someone, you got to be able to take a shot back.
I feel like I owe several shots for all the shots I've been taking at Sean, but...
Yeah, well, that's why I'm going to leave his team alone. I did consider it.
Need a funnel.
But then he beat me, so that would be rude.
Yeah, like I need a funnel.
Because he's got one win, and he's welcome. Because I texted him at night to tell him that his game was at 9:30 in the morning, and he changed his lineup then. He had Gesicki in his flex spot, did not have a tight end, would have had an empty roster spot, would not have beat me. But as I've done the entire year, my interest is trying to make the league perform properly, not do what Pat Hentz is doing and allow someone to not start a quarterback that way. Not Pat Hentz.
Pat Cash.
That's the wrong Pat. Pat Cash. allow someone to not start a quarterback, and lose the matchup, and now take over last place that I so rightfully had earned.
Considering
earned that last place.
By trying
Your
hard.
team name is set at sea in 2022. Yeah, we know where you're.
And I did that week 1. But I have started a lineup every week. An official lineup with the most projected points that I could possibly put in there. It's not my fault they're all on IR.
Right.
They're coming back. Watch out. I thought that'd be rude.
I think I have
but-
my shot all lined up, ready to go now.
Oh boy, that's not good.
Well, no, I looked at the team that I want to take a shot at, and this is not going to. This is going to kind of come off as me taking a shot at the person, but I'm not. I'm truly not. So, Michael, make
that's
a
me.
trade
I did.
in this league.
Oh, this league.
No, your roster needs help, and the only way for you to help your team would be to make a trade to make your team better. So yeah, it kind of seems like it's a shot against you, but it's more a shot against your team. Your team needs help. You need to do something to help.
I'm gonna make one.
Okay, let's make one right now. Okay, so hey, cheers, bud.
Wait, I gotta take a shot.
No,
too?
I took the
Oh,
shot.
right.
I take the shot.
Heard. Wait, but isn't this
Well-
see a shot, take a shot? So we're gonna just
No,
take 17 shots?
no.
It's a circle.
No, we're not doing that.
Endless cycle.
This is not Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
You're okay. We're just gonna go in a circle.
What does that mean?
I'm assuming Mike's not ready.
I'm not.
He looks like he's trying to set up a trade right now, if I'm being perfectly honest. Except he
That's
was
fair.
looking at his own team.
That's what I just loaded up on.
I have
Mine
to
goes
come up
out-
with a shot now.
Yeah.
Mine goes out to Ricky. Congratulations on killing your entire team.
Facts.
Tariq Cohen sucks. Cheers.
Yeah. All right, Matt, seeing as you just got to work, I know you can't take a shot, so I will for you if you have one ready to go for someone.
No,
No,
I have nothing.
Thank God, I didn't want to take a shot. Thank God. Okay.
I was waiting for him to just be like, "Suck it, Tim," and then that was it.
Yeah,
That's
Wait,
where we were going. I was
Backtrack
like,
that.
all right, perfect.
10 seconds. Do it again, man.
Carry on.
No. He already said
Stand by.
Take
Oh, I
two.
got one. I got one.
Oh, go ahead.
This is for Tim.
Oh, suck it.
Suck it.
Yeah.
That's what we needed today.
You asked for that, too.
I did. I was.
It's not alcoholic, but I'll drink.
There you go.
Oh, it burns like college. All right. Anybody else ready?
So I definitely need a running back, probably.
Michael, you need a
Hey,
lot.
Mike's taking shots at himself now.
Hey, I suck at fantasy football. Boom, roasted.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Well, I'm going against you this week, Mike, so no trades. Save it for
I mean,
next
I'll
week.
take a slight shot at Matt's team. The fact that he traded away his team and is still ahead of me in points scored. So that kind of
That
sucks.
feels like an anti-shot.
That sounds like a shot at you,
Feels
not
like
a
you
shot
took a
at
shot at
me.
yourself again.
That's a compliment.
Suck it.
Bourbon's
It's
Oh,
not
head.
suck
know
it.
the
There you go.
shot
Yeah, I
was
thought
at
suck
you.
it at the end, and then it's a
Suck it.
shot, guys. Oh my God.
Merrill?
Merrill's unprepared.
He's not ready for this.
Grossly unprepared.
No, I need a running back.
You're going to have to give me a minute.
You
I'm
need
going
a
to think about this one.
quarterback,
Skip
too.
you for a second.
All right, let's see who's on this trade.
Merrill can throw a shot at himself for drafting players from one fucking NFL team. That's it.
Ooh. No,
You
it's a-
own
players.
the
Oh.
Packers.
Oh, 3.
For the
3.
record, don't try to.
Jones,
I'll talk
Dylan.
to you later about it.
Devontae Adams. You have
Yeah,
their
so
backup
3.
quarterback.
Oh, right. Love.
Yeah, you have Jordan Love.
He's
I
on the block?
just
Yeah,
kept
he's
going.
not available, though. He's
Well,
not available.
FYI, you told me to.
Yeah.
In the draft podcast we did, you told me to grab him instead of who I picked up was Hill. So that's on you guys. You told me to, and I'm unfortunately stupid enough to listen as usual.
I mean, Taysom Hill is injured and not playing and sucks. And
If your options,
Jordan
you
Love's
gave-
got
if-
potential.
If the options you gave me were Jordan Love or Taysom Hill, yes, I'm telling you to take Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. I'm still telling you that, and Jordan Love's not playing. What you should really do is not have either of them.
Like, you're probably going to keep Jordan Love because Aaron Rodgers is probably out the door next year and probably going into Pittsburgh. So,
Hill's just Tebow on steroids,
I think Tebow's Tebow on steroids.
but Hill does a lot.
Hill
more.
is what Tebow wishes he could
Yeah, And he
Hill
does a lot
is
more
Tebow if he prayed to
extracurricular-
Satan instead of to God.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He's a godless Tebow,
he did the other thing.
There we go.
which
That's
is
it.
ironic because he
That's
plays
the
on
one.
the Saints.
He does this.
Now we're taking a shot at Taysom Hill.
The Swiss
We're not
Army
taking
knife.
shots for that.
take a
Not doing
shot to Tebow, Taysom Hill.
No, we said nice things about Tebow.
And I could take a shot at
Taysom Hill,
myself
yeah.
because I made
Running
trades
backs
I
are
think I
scarce.
shouldn't have done.
Running backs are scarce.
Yeah, your trades are fine.
I
Did
don't
Andrew
know.
do one?
I was second highest team on the
You
league.
just
I was
said
winning.
second. Yeah.
Then I made trades, and now I'm in almost dead last. So I mean, trades are not helping me, and it doesn't help Pat. You trade me Waller, and what are the odds he gets hurt?
That was wonderful.
It was probably the funniest thing ever because there
You're
was
welcome,
literally
Tim. You're
no
lucky.
injury report whatsoever.
Also, to
And then
be
the,
fair,
like
Merrill, I
2
don't
hours
think he
before
would
the
make
game, they're like,
difference.
"Guess who's not playing today?"
Yeah,
And I was working. Thankfully, I was able to fix my lineup. I turned on my phone. I'm like, wait, why is my projection lower? And I look, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Waller's
Should've
out
just-
when you get
You
hurt.
should have just gotten Moreau.
He got
It
tripped
would've-
in walkthroughs. In the walkthrough on
Yeah.
Saturday, his teammate accidentally tripped him and he got hurt.
Oh,
That's
It's
what
almost as
happened.
bad as
God.
Tyrod Taylor.
I did. I didn't have that on the list of things that I was talking to you about when I offered you the trade.
Because we
I
didn't
didn't
know about that
expect
until
that.
Sunday. Also,
yeah,
can
and
we
I
talk
was
about
working,
Yeah.
so
Yo, the Browns saying right at kickoff that Donovan Peoples-Jones getting hurt during pregame
Yeah, that did
warm-ups.
not help me.
That didn't
that
help
did
me in
not
one
help
league.
me
I
against
still
Matt.
won in the league where I started Donovan Peoples-Jones because I had a
That was not-
Armageddon going on in that league. But like they say it at kickoff when I can't take him out of my lineup.
It was by far the worst timing ever to get told that someone's not
Oh.
playing.
Well, JJ Watt's done for the year, boys. Cheers.
Is he really?
Again?
Yes, shoulder surgery.
This
Yeah.
just
Oh my
in.
god, but he
yeah,
was
that's
just talking so much shit about the other teams. Oh my god, terrible. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. In real life, though.
I was
He
gonna
does
say
a lot of good
JJ
things.
Watt is
JJ
He does
Watt
a
is
lot
a
of good
really
things for the
nice
community.
Yeah, he's a
He does
really
a lot of
solid
good
dude.
things for the community.
Like after the hurricane.
Unfortunately,
destroyed
he was just
Houston.
talking shit, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
The one time he chooses to talk shit, he gets hurt. Well, he got hurt every year, but now he has more time to run a food drive.
I'm telling you, it's hard to get a running back right now, Mikey.
Yeah, Timmy traded for all of them.
I traded for one of them. I traded for Joe
You got
Mixon.
like 30. Yeah, you got like 35 running backs, 35 wide receivers.
I have
You're
three.
set.
I have three running backs. Four.
Well.
If you include, I have Chuba Hubbard.
And
slash
now the
Christian
number keeps
McCaffrey
going
as
up.
well. Well, Christian McCaffrey, Chuba Hubbard are
We're
counted
here.
as one.
So let's go here.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Oh, Mike, look, the trade block is up in front of you now. You
Here's
can
your
look.
trade block.
Yeah.
So if we're looking here, we have.
Oh boy.
Where are you? There you are.
Mike, you have no
There's
one on the
Mikey's
trade block.
team.
I don't even know how to do that.
Can I show you?
You hit the trade button.
Okay, so open up your app. Okay.
Appetizer.
Go to team.
Team.
Okay, now,
Oh, my team.
yeah, you go to team. No, go back. Go to team.
You say go my team.
Yeah, you click team.
Oh.
So let's say you want to put. Who do you want to put on the block?
Yes.
Saquon Barkley.
Okay, sure. No, do you want to actually put
T.
him on the trade
Higgins.
block?
Tyler Lockett.
See this button right here?
Uh-huh.
Not this. Yeah, that one.
That one.
Rashad Bateman.
Okay, there you go. Now you put Saquon Barkley.
Why do you
on
have
the
three
block.
tight ends?
I have 3 tight ends.
Technically 4 if you count his actual end.
Not
Well, we
anymore.
saw that earlier, so here we are.
Right.
Well, to be fair, I didn't draft them.
He's not wrong.
I didn't draft
Fair.
3 tight ends. Okay.
All right, so Mikey officially has one.
I feel
player on
like
the trade
Smith
block.
has been on the IR for the last 3 years.
I have
Irv
been.
Smith?
You're right.
Well, yeah, Irv Smith is
No,
not really
I said
viable when
3
he's
years,
playing.
not 20 years.
Facts.
Wow.
Wow. That's a
You
that's a
can
shot at Pat.
Go ahead
now.
and drop
God
Irv
damn
Smith.
Yeah,
you
they,
go
they
ahead and
gave
take
a
a
fourth
shot
round
now.
pick for.
I feel offended.
How's that Proverbs 12 going for you, bud?
Not bad.
Do you feel like throwing a garbage can at a bus?
You're doing shots at proper number 12?
Yeah. Solid.
Literally just did that earlier.
Yeah. So.
Much better cold.
Oh, yeah.
If he's doing proper 12, why isn't he walking around like Conor McGregor in the background?
Oh, he was earlier.
Don't
You should have
ask-
seen
Was
don't
he?
tempt me.
No.
Do you want to see what I was doing earlier?
He
He'll
was
be
not-
naked soon.
No.
Anyway,
Keep your clothes
so
on.
if we're looking at running backs on the trading block, useless. Where's Alex on life right now?
What do you mean?
He's got Damian Harris on the trading block. There's a running back on the trading block for you.
Yeah, but
Alex
Alex wants a first-round pick for Damian Harris.
Yep.
All right, so he's on
First
drugs.
round
That's
pick
why
for
I asked
everybody
you
on
where he
his
was. That's
Yeah,
what I
he
wanted to
wants-
know.
wants
Not
a
just he wanted a
first-round
first
pick.
and a third.
Yeah, he wants.
Oh, okay. So rule that one out. You have the other one here. James Conner is on the trading block.
Yeah,
Where are you on that, Matt?
Make me an offer. It's not like I'm afraid to deal it. I don't really have a price tag for him, but somebody wants to make me an offer. Unfortunately, right now I'm playing him and Chase Edmonds every week because Chase Edmonds gets
the yards.
the carries and the passes, and James Conner scores 2 touchdowns
the
every game.
touchdown.
So,
He gets
Right.
that
Yeah.
vulture. Yeah.
So at least you have Alex Collins right now, who's getting the start pretty consistently until.
yeah, but that offense is terrible without
Whenever.
unless you're
Hey,
DK
the Bears
Metcalf.
offense. The
Suck.
Bears offense is terrible, and Khalil Herbert is putting up 20+ fantasy points every game. So you don't necessarily have to be on the best offense to score some fantasy points.
Yeah,
That's
but
been
he hasn't
proven
scoring them the
time
last
and time
couple
again.
weeks.
I think your best option is to try to trade for James Conner. If I'm being honest.
I would agree with that. I don't think Alex Collins will be in for a long time. What's any news on Barkley and coming back?
Working on the side with
Questionable.
trainers on Wednesday.
He's
So
not
probably
playing this week.
No,
probably
2,
2
3
weeks.
I don't think he's coming
Uh,
back till
wh-
after their bye.
Probably after
So,
the bye week.
Yeah.
And then he'll run into
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, which is lovely when you're coming off a bye week to run into Tampa Bay.
So the
They're
thing with
very
Alex-
weak against the running backs.
The thing with Alex Collins is I heard that Seattle's expecting to get Russell Wilson back before they get Chris Carson.
Right, but you also have Rashad Penny who just came back, and you
looked
have
like hot garbage.
yeah, but your first game back from 3 years off, you're probably not going to look.
Yeah,
so
and then
great.
he's gonna get hurt again and be
Um,
off for another 3 years.
Yeah,
so.
he's going to get hurt again. But who knows with that offense?
Yeah,
So
I think
I understand that. It depends on what the value is. Again, if you can get
Hey, when you hit-
an Alex Collins for next to nothing and throw him in an empty running back spot, okay, fine. But Mike has an empty. I mean,
Jesus
Nick Chubb should be back
Christ,
to
I
start, right?
hate.
You put Barkley on the trading block for maybe 2 minutes of Berman, or he sent you a trade for him.
Yeah.
Okay, let's all see it. What's the trade?
Okay, so Berman is setting to Michael, OBJ, J.D. McKissick, David Montgomery, and Ricky's 2023 fourth-round pick. And he's getting back Saquon Barkley, Rashad Bateman, and Mike's 2023 sixth-round pick.
So the quicker
Seems
you hit
fair.
decline, the quicker he'll send you another one. So hit decline and let's see what the next one is.
Okay, you want me to hit decline for
Yeah,
you?
yeah, for the love of God, hit that.
Okay.
Tim
Dear
hits
God,
accept.
Berman.
I almost did by accident.
We all would have vetoed.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Berman
s-
just
I
sent
had-
me
I'm
a
gonna send
garbage
out
trades
trade in
for you,
ESPN.
Have no fear.
Trade.
This is
Yeah,
good
Berman
looking.
sent me a trash trade on our league,
I
so
don't think it's collusion.
I would trade you Metcalf if you didn't have Lockett there too.
Okay. This is gross.
Yeah, but Lockett has really good value when Wilson's back because that's all he throws to.
Well, yeah,
So-
no, that's the thing. I'm not. I
'Cause he
wasn't
has
big
zero
on Lockett.
value right now.
I would trade you Metcalf. So if you didn't have Lockett, because then I don't know if you want to stack Seattle wide receivers.
Matthew, what is your actual value for James Conner right now?
I don't know. I would have to look. Like, it depends on what he's got. I've got to look. I haven't even looked at Mike's team because he doesn't respond, so there's no point.
Ooh, rough.
Take a shot.
Take a shot.
Yeah, there's the shot.
Take a shot.
There we go. We got there.
Okay, so Matt,
We knew
while-
we'd get to the shots eventually.
Matt, when you start working, because
He's
you're not
not
going to actually
wrong.
work, send Mike a trade and I'll look at it for him. How about that?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna work tonight.
Yeah, he'll look at it and then he'll make it a three-way trade with himself.
Yeah, that's what happened, right, Mike? That's what happened with us, Merrill.
I don't know what you're talking
Alright.
about.
All right, you guys have
Yeah,
anything else?
that's
Because
a
I
hard
actually have
way.
to go into work.
Yep, you're all good. Thanks for joining.
Thanks.
Alright.
Have fun.
Sorry, it was only for a few, but I'll see you guys later. Enjoy.
Okay, bye. I don't know. What would you guys value James Conner at? Because I was having Mike send him over like a 2023 third round or fourth round pick for it.
He's low end, but it all depends on where you read in the value. I mean, it all depends also on what he's looking for. Is he looking for just an RB to hold the line? Is he looking for a running back that he could start for good? Does he have a player to trade for a
Are you
running
looking
back
for a
that could start for
fill-in, or are
good?
you looking for like starting the rest of the year?
Based on Mike's roster, I think he's looking for someone to
just-
hold Saquon
yeah.
Barkley's place until he comes back from injury.
See, that's an RB1 though. Like if you're looking to hold that, that's an RB1.
I'm not
think
trading
Um,
for an RB1 to replace Saquon Barkley right now. I'm just looking for someone to get me points because Saquon Barkley ain't getting
Right,
me
so that's what
points.
you're looking for, a placeholder. You're looking for a placeholder.
So James Conner.
Who are you willing to part with on your team?
It also depends on what Matt values.
James Conner at.
Well, on Mike's team, he might be looking for, you know, a younger receiver or someone like that, or he might just want another draft pick. So it depends on what he wants off Mike's team.
Right. You know who you should definitely trade for?
I mean, if I was you, all of your wide receivers are up for grabs. I don't see anyone on your wide receiver list that is a guaranteed hold.
Can you scroll down, Pat, so I can see the rest of his
Oh,
receivers?
sure, of course.
I think Lockett's a guaranteed hold for him. He's not a wide receiver one, but he's definitely. I mean, considering we start 3 wide receivers, that's a.
The right deal is my point. There's no
yeah.
guaranteed wide receiver hold. I'm not talking about just
next year.
throwing it. Obviously he's going to keep 3 to 4 wide receivers.
Right, and
Yes.
that's
It's a given.
The three
But
wide
I
receivers.
don't see anyone there that I'm locked in
Not tradable.
that I wouldn't move.
The two that I'd have to be
I
like,
agree.
I'd have to get a nice offer for on Mike's team would be T. Higgins and Tyler Lockett. I'd have to get a nice offer, like a one where I'm getting the benefit out of it to move either one of those two. Everybody else I'd move for.
Like, for example,
price.
I would offer him something like that.
Like what?
It should be on his phone.
Like what?
Oh, Pat offers you a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we can talk about this in person. Okay,
It's trash.
let's see. Hold on. I'm
Hold up.
assuming it's for Rashad Bateman.
It is.
Never even heard of this guy.
He gets like the goal line work for Buffalo.
We're up right
Zach
now.
Moss.
We're on the thing, right?
Yeah.
There you go. He's up on the screen for you.
Hurt.
You're looking at a 10 to 15 point floor and ceiling.
Yeah.
He's nothing that's blowing up the stat lines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it, but I don't not
Hate
like it. It's one of those. The thing, I like Rashad Bateman a lot. It's just whether or not Rashad Bateman is a player that you would guarantee to keep. Because if he's
He's a future player.
Right, because the way I look at it is if he's the wide receiver, your third wide receiver that you're going to keep, and you're not going to keep whatever player you're
It's more
trading
than
him
just this one
for,
season.
then there's
Then
no
you'd have to
point.
grab a draft pick also.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say you have to decline necessarily the trade, even if that's not the trade. I wouldn't say you have to decline the trade. I'd say you'd be looking for some sort of draft capital in return also.
Right, because if you're like looking at your team, the 3 wide receivers I would keep if I were you would be T. Higgins, Tyler Lockett, and Rashad Bateman, just because Rashad Bateman's he's a rookie and his first week back was last week and he got 80 yards receiving in his first game
Yeah.
of the season. Will Fuller is next on the list, but Will Fuller, it all depends. If
Doesn't stay healthy.
If Deshaun Watson gets traded to Miami, I'm keeping Will Fuller.
Look at the combination they had in Houston.
He
Like,
was
that
very
was-
good.
Money.
Yeah,
Money.
So that's the thing. But as of right now, the 3 wide receivers I'm keeping, T. Higgins, Tyler Lockett, Rashad Bateman. So if you're not going to keep Zach Moss, I wouldn't trade
Now, this is the thing.
Rashad Bateman for Zach Moss.
Right, and you have two young wide receivers. You have St. Brown and Bateman.
I'd rather trade St. Brown for Moss if I'm.
I think Bateman has more value. I don't think anyone's going to trade for St. Brown. That's the only thing. I don't think even as a stash and hold, I don't think he's going to be on the keeper list going into next year.
No, he's not.
So someone who, like me, is in next to last, St. Brown doesn't hold that list for me. So yes, it does come down to who you intend to keep. That's a big factor. I wouldn't say you wouldn't keep Zach Moss. I wouldn't say you would keep Zach Moss.
Well, I don't,
No running back seems to get enough usage to warrant a keeper coming out of Buffalo. But if Singletary goes and Zach Moss is the only running back, it's a little different.
right, but I'm still not keeping him over Saquon Barkley or Nick Chubb.
No, definitely not.
Right, so then
No.
you're looking at his.
There's a flex spot,
Yeah, because you know his flex.
and
is
we're
super
here
flex.
on the Elijah Mitchell talk.
Right, so that's
Here
where
we
we're
go.
down to. It's you
Yeah.
keep Elijah Mitchell, Amon St. Brown, or someone else because your quarterbacks you're keeping Hurts, you're keeping Russell Wilson unless Philly
Yes.
trades for Deshaun Watson, which they're not going to. He's Miami or he's not getting traded
Yeah.
right now.
Or bust.
Correct.
So you're looking at your flex spot, and if you're keeping Rashad Bateman, then it looks like you're keeping Elijah Mitchell.
Elijah Mitchell.
Would be
Yeah.
the next or Will Fuller, depending on how
Right.
you look at it. So if I'm you,
These are
me
done.
personally,
These
if
are
Pat
done.
sends me that trade offer, I'm not accepting it because I want to keep Rashad Bateman.
Right.
But it's your team. It's whatever you want to do with it.
No trades. We're locking it down for the next 20 years.
That can't be good for anyone.
I'm going for the oldest team, okay?
Oh, you got a few years to go to catch up to my
You
team.
got some time to go to get there.
Yeah. Damn Aaron Rodgers.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
leaving
You're
Aaron Rodgers.
26.
Yeah.
You got time.
Yeah, you're not in a great spot. Although, like I said, David Johnson's in line to get more work.
We'll see if he does anything with that work.
Right, that's a wait and see approach. He's their third down back, and I think the past 2 weeks he scored over 10 fantasy points because of receiving work. So I think that's just going to increase more because Philip Lindsay's going to be the starting running back in Houston. That's disgusting to say.
No one should say those words out loud.
Oh, gosh. Who knows?
Those
Maybe
are
with Terod
disgusting.
at quarterback, they'll play better.
Yeah,
No. No.
Maybe.
perhaps.
Maybe. Perhaps. Perhaps.
Hmm.
I don't know. Also, Jamison Crowder on your team is intriguing. Last year with Joe Flacco as his quarterback, he was averaging 10 fantasy points a game at minimum. So, with it being PPR, so I think once Flacco starts being the quarterback again for the Jets, Crowder might have some flex appeal to some teams, but he's a little on the older side for a slot wide receiver at 28, playing on a team that can't move the football, period. So,
And they're just trying to survive.
right. But I wouldn't move Bateman unless I get a piece that I know I'm going to keep.
It all comes down to what you plan on keeping.
Right. That's for you to decide.
Correct.
So
Don't let me sway your judgment.
Bateman
Which he's
for
going to do anyway, but don't let him.
Straight up.
Wait, what do you want?
Mahomes, straight up.
You want a home straight up for him. Okay, that would be talking to Ricky.
Heard.
So
I'll send it to Ricky.
Ricky actually sent
You
me a
should
trade
not.
today.
Do that.
He offered me Taylor
Why
Heineke
not?
for Tyrod Taylor.
Just want to see what Ricky says.
He likes Tyrod
No.
Taylor. But I'm not taking that
Take
trade.
it.
No.
I would take that trade.
I told him I want a draft pick compensation because after Fitzpatrick comes back, Heineke has no value.
I can give you Fitzpatrick to make that all feel better.
No, I don't need 5 quarterbacks. I only picked up Gardner Minshew because they traded.
You
away
could throw him right on your IR.
I traded for Gardner Minshew. I mean, I added Gardner Minshew because they traded away Joe Flacco, so now he's quarterback too. So if Jalen Hurts continues to not be a good real life quarterback and he gets benched, I got Gardner Minshew there waiting for me, and then I can try to trade him to Rory.
But he's not Carter Minshew. So
Right.
that would not make sense.
Yeah, you got some. Did you get another trade? Oh, that's the Pat one.
That's the bet one.
Okay, I was gonna say. Did you
I
get another
haven't-
trade
yeah.
offer from Berman.
No.
That one's still up there. I like that one.
What's that one? Oh yeah, where Alex wanted a 2nd round pick for Devontae Booker.
See, Zach Moss, Rashad Bateman doesn't sound so bad after you guys say all these words.
No, I think we
After
found
you say all
someone
those
who
words.
makes worse trades than Berman.
That's debatable.
No,
Master.
because like
He sends a
Berman
lot of
had
trash.
Berman and I had a conversation about it. Alex values players like how Berman does, but then he
No
tries
standings. You just do it on your own.
Right, but then he tries to use logic that I use, which makes him incredibly difficult to work with. You take a combination of
All right.
me trading and Berman trading and put them into one person, it's annoying.
So who wants to give up a good player for a first round pick?
For a first round pick, you want to trade a first round pick for a good player?
That's
Take
who
a-
you
I got
want.
2 of them.
Who do you want on my team?
I got 2 first round picks.
Who do you want on my team? I'll give you Marvin Jones. He's a good player.
Okay, you're fired. Fired.
Listen, don't you want to complete? Listen, hold on. I got.
Is there a
I
mute
got-
button?
Don't you
Find
want to
the mute
complete the
button.
Buffalo
Mute me, mute
backfield?
him back.
Yeah, don't take Devin Singletary. That'll complete the Buffalo
Ooh,
backfield.
that gives
Complete
me
it.
that both of them. Ooh,
Hole.
it's tough. It's tough.
I only want you to hit send. I want the reaction. Yeah, do it. Just I want
Three,
the
two,
reaction. Okay. Also,
Who are you sending that to?
trade's, that trade's technically illegal because you need to get a draft pick back in it. But we'll work that out if he hits
Oh,
accept. If he hits
alright.
accept, we'll work that out.
We'll work that out.
You sent a trade to Berman.
No,
No.
he sent it to Merrill.
Here,
Oh.
ready. I'll modify it.
Oh, he's gonna
My
modify
phone
it,
went
Merrill, don't
off.
worry.
My phone went off as you said that, and I thought Merrill just instantly accepted it, and I was like,
Hold
"Oh
on,
shit!"
hold on. Hit cancel. It's for the same year, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's completely fair, Michael.
There we go.
I'm so proud of you trading.
I did
Well,
it.
Pat, what are you looking to trade for?
I'll give you Elijah Moore.
Back end wide receiver 1, back end running back 1.
Okay, I'll give you Elijah Moore.
Okay, you don't even have Elijah Moore.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. I took him off your team.
Don't be a liar.
I removed him.
Oh, he just sent you
Look
another
at how
one. Yay!
Did you see how he had a check? I told you the quicker you declined it, the quicker he would send you another one.
He offered David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, and a 2023 third for Saquon. And a
He didn't offer
2023
you
fifth.
every running back that they have, then you don't take that. He
Yeah.
has every
And then
running
he
back
put,
Chicago
and
has.
he put underneath
So-
it, "I'll do it for the podcast," like he's doing him a favor.
But we're already on the
fuck.
podcast.
Oh.
He should be here, then he would know that.
Merrill, it's a fair trade. Just hit accept.
Yeah, just
That's why, to you, Sargenti, I sent the first round pick for one of the wide receivers. That's
You
where
didn't
I'm
send
at.
me a
You're the-
trade.
Yep, yes, I did. Last week, you were there.
He accepted it.
Deep.
What happened?
Send me a trade.
What?
Wait, Rory wants
What?
to chat with you.
Last week,
Rory
I sent
wants
you
to
a
chat
trade.
with me.
We definitely went over this last week.
So confused at all these notifications.
No.
You never sent it.
Well, you said no. I sent it to you in a text message. I'm not the kind of. I'm not Berman. I'm not going to send
No, my
trades back and forth all day
text me.
long.
Oh.
That was a while.
Yeah.
Dear God, what?
Oh my god.
See, you just hear Mel.
That was such a bourbon trade.
What are you talking about? Amon St. Brown and a 4th round pick for Mike Evans as a 3rd round pick is a fair trade,
Yeah.
Merrill. Gosh. Come on. Help a dude out.
Don't say
Oh,
I
that
don't
was
trade.
for
Okay.
Scott.
I'm going against him, so
Right.
no.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that next
You want
week.
to give me
then.
Fields? Wow, Tim finally accepted my chat request from. Mike
have
finally
you
accepted
seen
that
your
from
quarterback?
a week and a half ago?
Pat, I'll give you Derek Carr for the 1st round pick.
Hard pass.
I don't know. He's QB1.
Well, Mike, if you look in history and you still want that trade, I will do that. But
Pat, I'll give you Garner
know how to
Minshew
do that.
and Derek Carr.
Now I'm thinking.
Mm.
Now I'm thinking.
I mean, how can you say no to the mustache and mullet?
Yes, my first round pick and Justin Fields are all at the block.
yeah, no,
Justin Fields is worthless
because this was
year.
9 days ago, so I don't care about it anymore. I sent
Worthless.
the trade Chris Carson and Cortland Sutton for Nick Chubb.
Nope.
As a starter trade to him to see what he thought.
No, he
But
gives
that was
me a
when-
chub.
The problem is he needs the running back.
Well, that was when
You're in
Chubb was
timeout.
still completely hurt.
What?
You're in timeout.
You can't put him in timeout for saying gives him a chub.
I need. Thank you, Patrick. I need another beer anyway, so I'll be back.
Oh, grab me one.
Wait, can you grab me one?
Nope, I'm in timeout. You don't get one.
You're out of timeout if you give me one.
Ooh, rough.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what you want.
I mean, if you want to give me a Bud Light, So Pat,
Yeah,
what
I've
are you
been
looking
making
for
it-
for your first round pick?
Back end wide receiver 1, back end running back 1. This is only a keep your starters league. First round pick, I have my own and Merrill's. We are both in the bottom 3 right now. They are not cheap picks.
What do you
Oh,
want?
that's why.
Are we going to
you
stay there?
also-
Not necessarily.
What do you want
And
for
it
also
Alvin
depends on who
Kamara?
the
Tannehill
player
for
is.
Fields.
Depends on which one of my picks I give up.
What do you want for Alvin Kamara?
A ransom.
Okay.
A king's ransom.
I can give you Tyrod Taylor and Zach Wilson. Boom. Let's send it.
Okay,
Let's
that's
do it.
half a king, but no ransom.
I could give you Barkley in my first round pick.
What?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're a dodo.
How about Chubb in your first round pick?
No. Sorry, it's your team. Answer him yourself.
What about?
Oh my God,
Uh-oh.
his Chubb in a first round pick.
Hold on, who's on my team?
This podcast is slowly going off the rails.
I think this podcast went off the rails about 30 minutes ago when we
What
just
about
started talking
my
instead
first
of
round
actually
pick
having a podcast.
and Aguilar done. Except hold my hand, shake my hand.
You're shaking your own hand. I'm drinking whiskey.
Kind of hot.
Jared Goff.
All right.
Wait, what?
Not that I'm taking that trade, but to finish up the part of this podcast, that way we can go back to talking miserably about each other's teams.
Yeah, we kind of went off
Focus.
the rails there for a little bit.
Timmy!
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Come on.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Are you gonna show last week's?
I don't have last week's.
I won
Remember?
though.
I didn't have a sheet. I was having a baby.
Right,
No,
I beat you by like 15
Victoria was
points.
having a baby.
No. She did no work. She was done in 5 minutes. I did all the work. I had to make the jokes in the
You were
hospital
done in
room.
5 seconds. Stop.
Hey, I said the quicker I finish, the quicker the baby comes out. And sure enough, it worked.
Hey, get in, get out, get back to beer pong.
All the doctors laughed when I said that, by the way.
Get in,
She
get
did
done,
not.
get out.
That sounds
She
like
probably
most
wanted to
of
kill
yours.
you.
That was the
Tim?
ninja rule.
I started the wrong lineup. My other lineup won $100.
Cheers! Yay! I win. I won $2.70.
Yeah.
TJ,
My other lineup
who's
was
your
much
mama's
better.
in the league?
No, that's CJ Uzama,
Ah,
not
CJ, who's your mama?
Yeah.
That is what did it for me. Here's our picks for this week. Timmy, you can go ahead.
Do you want me to just break down my whole roster?
Yeah, go crazy.
All right, so Carson Wentz has kind of looked like old Carson Wentz the past couple of weeks, and he's got a good matchup going up against Tennessee. Tennessee gave up a very good week to Zach Wilson. There's my argument. Joe Mixon going up against the New York Jets. If the Jets have proved anything this year, it's that they can't stop the run. Damian Harris averaged 7.4 yards per carry last week. Joe Mixon's going to run all over them. Chuba Hubbard going against Atlanta. I'm going to keep taking Chuba Hubbard in daily fantasy as long as he's getting the workload that he's been getting. Last week was a little light, but before that, he's getting the carries, he's getting the pass work. He's not as efficient as Christian McCaffrey, but he's still getting the work. Michael Pittman, see Carson Wentz's reasoning above, and I like to stack A.J. Brown, beast last week, beast in the second half the week before. Deontay Johnson, a safe floor of 7 to 8 catches, 11 targets. He's going to be getting that work. Hunter Henry has caught a touchdown in 4 straight games for the Patriots, and Jonnu Smith got hurt. Emmanuel Sanders, we talked about a lot this week, so I'm fine with that. And the Falcons go up against Sam, or as one podcast host do like to call him, Same Darnold, because he's the same quarterback he was in New York.
I like that.
So I will rule out the players we share in common because they're pretty obvious.
Yep.
No brainers on those. James Robinson. Trevor Lawrence has looked good, but James Robinson's gotten the touches going up against a weak defense this week as far as running backs are concerned. He was also going off for pretty cheap. I think it was $6,600. I spent a lot of money at the wide receiver position, so I had to save some money in the running backs, as you can see by the second name on the list, which is Michael Carter. He's been getting all of the touches. He's been getting throws out of the backfield. He's going to be playing with a non-starter quarterback once again. look for the checkdowns, look for the runs, look for the quick plays, look for the checkdowns, look for the garbage time. Did I mention checkdowns? I think I might have mentioned checkdowns.
Pat, they should look for the
Hold on.
checkdowns.
Let's check
They
the
should look for the
list.
checkdown. That's
Wait, hold
probably a
on.
good idea.
Wait,
Oh, look, McCarron's checking down as we speak. There's going to be a lot of that. I anticipate him getting 5 to 6 catches, which I think is instantly. Look at that. He's got a whiteboard that says checkdowns on it.
Check
Perfect.
it. Check it.
it's gonna show up backwards. But
Mike Williams,
Nikes.
it's
I'll write it
it's
backwards.
7 catches for 200 yards almost every week he steps on the field. He's got a little bit harder of a matchup this week. So does Justin Herbert, but they're coming off a bye week, and I think they're going back to old reliable of dummy under the middle and send Mike Williams 600 yards downfield, and he just flicks his wrist kind of, and there's a touchdown. I don't know how that happens.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right. Mike Evans, tough matchup against Marshawn Lattimore. He statistically struggles against the New Orleans defense.
Historically, very
But
bad.
He's been better this year. He's shown up in matchups he hasn't always shown up in. And it seems like whether Antonio Brown's on the field or not affects whether Mike Evans does well or not. Antonio Brown in, Mike Evans down, Antonio Brown up. Antonio Brown is not expected to play this week.
He was seen on
Mike Evans
crutches,
becomes that guy. And I just feel like he gets those. Chris Godwin's got to get coverage. You watch DK Metcalf burn Lattimore. If you can get in Lattimore's head, you can get past him. Mike Evans and Tom Brady, they seem like two people who can do that. CJ, who's your mama? He doesn't need much. He's playing the Houston defense. No, who are they playing?
The Jets.
Jets. He's playing the Jets. Jets are ranked 26th against tight ends. In statistically bad matchups against tight ends is where he shows up. He gets 2 catches. He scores a touchdown. He gains 80 yards. How does he do it? I have no idea. Haven't figured it out yet. But it's another weak bottom 10 matchup, and I'm going to put him in the lineup again because they never spend too much money for him, and he seems to show up in bad matchups. And then Washington, a defense that was supposed to be really good all year long, struggled in the beginning. They've put up more than 5 fantasy points in the last 6 weeks, though. And they're going up against Denver. Denver's getting back Jerry Jeudy, which is big for them, but they're still a giant-ass question mark. We don't know how Teddy Bridgewater is going to play this week. We don't know how their running situation is going to go. And when you're that underrated and you only cost $2,000, I'll put you in my lineup.
Okay. Yep. So that's our daily fantasy. That usually is the signal for the end of the show. Anything you guys want to add? Anybody want to say anything? Taco?
A trade will happen tonight.
Well, then, let's sit here and hash one out.
Oh,
Okay.
We got time.
While recording.
We got time.
we got time.
Despite our talking, we actually didn't have much of an episode plan. This was really designed for a banter back and forth. So my numbers were short. Everyone else got to say their thing. We started this one late, I think, right? We didn't start until about 10 o'clock. So we've only been going for about an hour.
Oh, that's
So-
the other one.
Mikey, what are we looking for? Sargenti, what are we looking for? You
Yes.
have
I'm looking
a
for
4
yes.
wide receiver spread.
I do.
You have a 4 wide receiver spread. And when's your first draft pick this year?
Third round.
3rd round. What's your positioning in the league right now?
3 and 4, but I should win my next 5 matchups.
And 3 and 4 makes you what? A playoff team. Top half of the lineup.
So
So if you're looking at going top half of the lineup, not picking until the 3rd round, only keeping a starting lineup, at some point you have to make that move to get back into the 1st or 2nd round. You can't leave yourself sitting there. Now, if you want to compete, do you have to hold all 4 wide receivers? Maybe. We have a flex spot. Can you sell them at the end of the year for it? We have no trade deadline. The real question becomes, is it a hold or a go? The reason I went after Cortland Sutton last week is the same reason I just mentioned earlier when I talked about the Washington defense. Jerry Jeudy is back. They like Jerry Jeudy. Tim Patrick still gets touches. They play a very balanced attack. They have 2 running backs that can get the ball. Cortland Sutton's been putting up numbers, but are they going to continue the entire
Yeah,
time.
and I read through the text and it refreshed me. Cortland Sutton wasn't the sticking point to that. It was because you included a swap of Tannehill for Justin Fields.
Now, if you're looking at numbers for this
So
year,
Sutton, I don't mind
Now,
moving. I cannot
there
replace
was-
Tannehill with Justin Fields.
there was a reason for that, and it may not make any sense. Jimmy G was coming back that week. That was his projection to come back, and sure enough, he came back.
And was not good.
He sucked, but it was in the rain. So let's give him a little bit of a pass on that one. It was in the rain. My opinion of that was that you had two quarterbacks that you could start. I went after your lowest wide receiver, but I went after a wide receiver that I have in several leagues, which I did enjoy. I enjoy having the same person in multiple leagues.
No.
That makes sense.
Just makes my everything flow better. Your third wide receiver is Mike Williams.
Yeah.
As stupid as that is to say out loud.
I have 3 wide receiver ones.
Me too. It's a nice situation.
Your third wide receiver is Mike Williams. And while he would be my preferred target, that's obviously an instant first round pick. So I went after the idea of grabbing someone with only a second round pick to hold on to my 2 first round picks. If you can hold 2 first round picks, you feel better about yourself. It just happens, especially when you're in next to last place. Right now, those picks are 2 and 3. That's nice in a league where you're only keeping starters. To go after Mike Williams, who has been oft injured but is having a fantastic breakout year, it's a first round, no doubter, and player, obviously. So there's a lot more that goes into that investment than that goes into Cortland Sutton for me because he is part of a 3 wide receiver set. Tim, you are also one of the people who keeps a good eye on Detroit. Holy crap. 2 shots of tequila and I'm done. Denver wide receivers.
Yeah.
I also remembered who they were as soon as I said the other team out loud. The Denver wide receiver situation. Tim, while you're here, now that you've returned from your epic journey.
My epic journey to the bathroom, yes.
Yeah, well, sometimes you got to make journeys. My statement while you were not here was that I went after his lowest wide receiver. I went after Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy's coming back. Tim Patrick's still in the fold. 2 solid running backs, balanced offense. Didn't think Cortland Sutton was worthy of a first-round draft pick. Went after him with a second-round draft pick.
Which I think is about right. Like I said,
the holding point on him was I wanted to give him Fields, and I wanted to take Tannehill. Now, he has Trevor Lawrence, and he has Jimmy G, who came back last week.
Right, but then once Trey Lance is healthy, Trey Lance is back to being the guy.
As far as San Francisco has been concerned and as far as they've said out loud, Jimmy G is the starter until said things change.
Right, so this is...
Yes, but if I'm trying to make a run, am I willing to bet that that's not going to change, week 15, week 14?
This sounds like an off-season trade, not an in-season trade to me.
Are you also trying to bet that Ryan Tannehill, who has been a back-end QB2, is going to continue to be a viable option?
If he can stay as a QB2, then that's what he with the skill players I have, that's what I need him to be.
The reason why I say this seems like an off-season trade right now, because right now, for this season, I'd rather have Ryan Tannehill over Justin Fields.
Correct. Season. Now, hear me on this part. If you know he's got to make a trade to get back up higher, and it's the end of the season, you're going to hold out for more.
Right, but I'm still not going to take on Justin Fields, who doesn't get double-digit fantasy points as a quarterback.
Hey, he got 2 points last week. That's big.
What I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to sacrifice my.
I'm also not going to. I mean, I would also rather. I mean, I would like to move into the top round, but if I'm going to get, have to reach to get into those first 2 rounds again, I can just roll with my starting lineup and kind of just take my chances next year at the draft. There's still going to be a lot of good players dropping into the third, but it's definitely not ideal. My plan is to get back into the first 2 rounds, but I'm not going to, sell my soul to do it. My team is pretty solid enough. I've got a top 5 running back, 3 wide receiver ones. So it's
Your top
my
5
skill
running
players
back,
are kind of
Cordero
where I'm
Patterson.
banking on that team to be.
Oh, Austin
Oh.
Eckler. Okay.
Right.
I forgot who you had on your team. Sorry.
So the trade that, so Pat,
Completely forgot who you had.
Yeah, Patterson's still a top 5 running back,
Top 10.
top 10
Top 10.
running back right now.
Right,
Who knows
so,
how long that's going to last, but I
Now here's
do
your
have
other
Chris
thing.
Carson on the
Cordero
IR.
Patterson, dual eligibility.
Yes.
Now I know you have a flex spot, which means anyone can be there. But Cordero Patterson, dual eligibility, wide receiver or running back spot. So he does has the opportunity to do both.
Which is why every trade I've sent out is for a running back where I can shore up my RB2 and move Patterson to my flex, which is where I want him.
Makes sense.
it's just running backs are really hard to come by.
Yeah, that, and I have a certain someone who shall not be named Suts, who doesn't respond to texts.
He's away.
I don't see Sutz moving Henry or Taylor. I don't care what he put on the trading block. I don't care what he said to people.
Well, we
in
have gone back
conversation.
and forth, like he said.
I know that, but
so we'll see. But if
I just
have a
don't see it.
chance at an RB1,
He's got
I have to
Hopkins,
at
he's got
least hold
Thielen,
off hope.
he's got plenty of options at wide receiver. So I feel like there's got to be a running back 2 and a wide receiver that comes back for one of those 2 players. So I don't see that as being a really big moving point.
Merrill and Mike are flirting over here.
Yeah, we are.
Are they trading back and forth without talking to us?
I was
Because
trying
I
to
feel
get
offended.
Kyler Murray, and he
No,
said
because
He's trying to trade.
Mike offered him Saquon Barkley in a first-round pick for Kyler Murray in a 6th.
I would
I'd
have no
take that.
quarterbacks.
I don't
I would
care.
have no
You
quarterback.
don't need quarterbacks. They're overrated.
Yeah.
2 QB league, they're overrated.
You only
First of
need
all, I'm
one.
going against him. Second of all, you're trying to give me a running back who's constantly getting hurt for a quarterback who's
They're
MVP
going
right
against
now.
Green Bay
You're
this week, so
crazy.
they're going to crush them.
They're going against
Well,
Green Bay
especially since
tomorrow.
all of Green Bay is on the COVID list.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah,
wait to
I
watch
know.
that game tomorrow. That's going to be fun at the bowling alley.
Oh,
Mike's
yeah.
going to be
Also-
screaming and throwing things.
I might show
Mike, we
up
need
just
you to bowl
watch
well
that.
tomorrow. You're bowling
How's that
against
any
the team
different than his
you need you to
normal
bowl well
bowling?
against.
Wait, me, Michael?
No,
Oh,
me.
well, you're on my team. We're always bowling against someone we need to bowl well against.
Oh, that's
No, but I'm going against the
Pay
first place
attention.
team this week.
Oh yeah, you need. All right, I missed out.
So wait,
I'll be wearing my-
you guys are going against Merrill?
No,
No, that was
we
last
were
week.
against Merrill
Merrill's
last
best
week.
team.
Merrill's not the best team.
No, he just said he's going against the best team. I'm saying you guys are.
No, we're
Oh,
No.
shucks.
4th.
It was very nice of you, though.
No, but
You're
I'll be wearing my Aaron Jones jersey tomorrow. Every time I've worn Aaron Jones, they have won, so I'm trying to keep that streak going. It's not crazy if it works.
Thank you.
No, but like I said, I'm not trading an MVP quarterback for a running back who's constantly getting hurt. No.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Hey, listen, he was worth the 2nd overall pick.
Yeah, come on, bro. I did not draft him that high to not trade him.
Plus, Aaron Jones is terrible.
Yeah,
right, Mike?
Aaron Jones is not even worth
Scrub.
7th round
Good
pick.
scrub.
All right, see you guys. Bye.
That seems fair.
You know what? Yeah.
That does seem very.
That
fair,
would be
actually.
an appropriate reaction to that statement if we're being completely honest with each other.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like I'm always up for trades, but I'm not going to trade. I've already traded top players, and I regretted every league I've been in. I'm trying not. The only league I've not made a trade I've regretted is the league that me and you are in, Pat. Guy in the pro shop. That league I haven't made any trades I regretted yet.
That
Yes,
league
Jenner-
sucks.
That league's a joke. I don't know why that's even a league.
That league sucks. I don't understand how any of them continue to participate in that league.
That league's that I'm.
bro.
I'm just throwing things out there.
Dude,
This is a big step for me.
No, but here's the thing: his value for Antonio Brown is.
Way too high for someone that's on a last
He
year
wanted
contract.
my first-round pick for Antonio Brown and his sixth-round pick.
No, Antonio Brown doesn't play enough to be involved in that.
Yeah.
No.
He said
That's
he
what
wanted
I
my
said.
first round pick for him too.
I know, dude. I'm telling you. I love Alex to death. Don't get me wrong. I love the guy. However, he is one of the more difficult people to trade with. because of his value.
Besides
It also doesn't help with his value of Damian Harris, the haul I got for Damian Harris in his league. So
Yeah, but George Kittle was involved in yours.
he was correct, but I still shouldn't have got Dallas Goedert a first in 2 seconds for Damian Harris and George Kittle.
No,
No.
but at least
'Cause
there's
the way
a
that
top 3 tight end involved in that.
The way that breaks
It's
down,
still not fair, but
the way
It's
that breaks
not.
down into is I got Dallas Goedert in a first for Kittle, and 2 seconds for Damian Harris. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
So he saw that and he's like, "Oh, then I can get that." And I'm like, "No, that's different. Are you his league? We have a
well, yeah, you got that, and then he
25
sent me the
roster."
trade for on my to try and trade him to me.
Right, it's just different leagues.
Mm-hmm.
We were only keeping
Different leagues have different everything though, and that's
Our
they also
first-
have different. It's been going on for longer. There are always factors that add into the league itself that's
Our
going
first round picks
to
this year are so much more valuable than a first round pick in a rookie draft like his league.
correct because a first round pick in this thing you're only keeping so many players. There's going to be a large player pool. There's going to be all of the rookies. The draft picks in this league mean a lot more than they mean in a lot of different leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also more different when you have more when you could trade different years too compared to usually it's just 1 year for draft picks. In this one you could trade 2023, 24, 22. It's like the options are huge.
And
Believe that
don't
me and
get
Pat are-
defense or kicker, which is also
Even though the
huge.
kickers are the toughest.
Yeah.
Talk
The
about-
challenge in the league that me and Pat are in is it's a redraft year every year, so it's like whenever you make a trade, it's like
Man, I tried so hard to actually make a fair trade in that league because my team is so overstacked and no one will take trades.
I'm listening.
It's
It's like-
literally depressing.
It's like
It's de-
Cash's league where you have to go through a trade evaluator
it's
to make
depressing.
sure your trade's fair.
Yeah, well,
I'm 4-3 in that league, Pat. So
I'm 5-2 with the most amount of points scored, and once again 5-2 because I accidentally played the wrong player one week because I was working instead of actually setting a lineup. But in that league, I attempted to trade. Who the fuck was it? I have this list there. It literally he denied my trade, which is why I was like, okay, really?
who
Have a
did?
great day. Gannon.
Oh,
I
God.
offered him Daryl Henderson and DJ Moore for. Hold on.
How do I get my team? I'm confused.
What?
Where are you? Oh, thank you.
Gannon.
You gotta click on the league, bud.
For
Third.
Mike Williams and Justin Herbert. Now he's got Matthew Stafford, who he starts
That's
every
okay.
week.
I want to send it to you.
No. Oh. He's got Matthew Stafford, who he starts every week. His other wide receivers are Calvin Ridley, Devontae Adams,
I might actually do that.
and no one.
I think I'm
Oh, I
gonna do
also
that.
included Robert Woods to him. Sorry. I sent him 3 players. Sent him DJ Moore, Robert Woods,
Okay.
and Henderson. His running backs are James Conner, Damian Williams, Chase Edmonds.
And you just traded this
His
past week.
wide receivers are Calvin Ridley, Williams, Devontae Adams.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna give up Herbert and Williams, I feel like you get a much higher running back.
He doesn't start Herbert, and no one's going to trade in this league. It's an 8-team league.
It's
No
an
one's
eight.
going. No
and it's
one's
a
going.
redraft,
No
too.
one's going to make a move.
Jesus.
No.
Eight?
That's
Yeah,
what
these
you have to
leagues are
realize.
stacked.
Because
The move
your team's
sucks.
Stacked already.
I
My
was
team
curious
is
how you had so
completely
many
stacked.
players.
My team is completely stacked. My team has the most amount of points scored by a significant margin. My wide receivers, I traded him bench players, by the way. My starting lineup is Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, Justin Jefferson, Debo Samuel, DJ Moore, Darrell Henderson, who I put in just because he refused my trade, so I want to play them both against him.
Yeah, you're
My bench right now is Robert Woods, Deontay Johnson, Antonio Brown, Jalen Waddle, Michael Carter, and Kenny Gainwell, just because I changed my entire bench this week. I have Kyle Pitts at my tight end and Joe Burrow's my quarterback.
ridiculous.
My team has destroyed people in this league. Destroyed them.
Except me. Except me.
I lost to you because of fucking Monday Night Football, and I lost to Jason because I lost both my games on Monday Night Football. If
Yeah,
no one I'm
Pittman-
going against plays Monday Night Football, I'll be the happiest person in this league. I'd be 7-0.
You have to be in the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I had Pittman and
Yes, we
Taylor go balls out in that game. I beat Pat by 3, and I was down 50 going into the night.
Yeah, we all heard about that.
Yes, we did.
Just how Pat reminds Sid when he won his in our league. Yeah, but since then my team is questionable in all 3 leagues. I don't know. I mean, I still have a winning record in 2 of the in ESPNs, but sleeper, I'm just what the hell should I do?
I'm curious to see.
Where the heck is it?
Do tell, sir.
I'm curious to see. No, it doesn't make any sense to do that because
Right.
I don't see it.
that doesn't make
It's
any
not there.
sense.
What do you mean what's not there? He doesn't have one.
That's what I'm saying.
So you have to go to 2023. So
That's why I went.
Oh, you're trying to trade with Berman. Good luck finding draft picks.
You said
No,
that.
no,
I know
no,
exactly who he's talking with.
Not Berman.
Oh,
No,
wait.
you
doesn't
got
have picks the first 2
the
years.
one I clicked.
Yeah, I didn't know you clicked one.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother doesn't have picks after the 3rd round. In this.
So now, obviously, this year comes
That's
into
when I
play.
listened to him.
The way people have played this year
See, I
comes
didn't
into
know
play.
that would be the same.
Right. So this is what.
But if you look at
this is what I
rankings-
see on Yahoo.
And this is the funniest part of this.
Yeah, who are you looking for, Andrew? And your
That's
who you
almost
just put on the
that,
trade block?
If you're looking at value, Andrew,
RB2,
your
running
phone.
back, QB, draft picks.
Andrew, your phone.
I've got nothing.
Well,
It's weird. It's
Yeah.
under my trade thing, but it didn't give me like an actual notification.
all right. Sent the trade to someone random, I thought, for a second there. You almost had me. Now, that's a curious one for me.
What'd you say?
As far as trades are concerned, you're winning that trade. Now, as far as trades are concerned, Merrill was winning the last trade.
Now it's back.
Have fun.
Murray, face
So-
up. Here we go. Go ahead. Read it out.
What?
He would trade me Zach Moss, Chase Claypool, and a 2nd-round pick for Mike Williams and a 4th.
Again,
Not the worst.
No, it's not. It's not a bad trade. But if I'm you, I'm not making that trade right now because I'm still going after the championship. If I make that
Yeah,
trade, that's
that's-
not helping me win.
Well,
the
that and
game.
I'm not keeping Zach Moss going into next. Like Zach Moss, I probably wouldn't even play.
Right. But if this was a trade Pat offered you in the offseason, I'd be all for it. I'd probably tweak it a little bit, but right
Zach
now,
Moss is
For what-
well. I
for
already
what
have
regard?
Devin Singletary wasting away on my bench, so trading for Zach Moss, especially like
Devin Singletary should be on the waivers. You shouldn't even
He
have
should,
him on your
but I
team.
really don't have
Moss is
anyone
a
else.
running
That-
back
that's
to
an-
have in Buffalo.
Zach Moss is the running back of that team.
Mm.
Let's just all get over this fact. Zach Moss is the running back on Buffalo. He's going to get touches. He gets goal line touches. He puts up points. I know he doesn't do the fancy 20, 30 points a week. Like I said, between 10 and 15 is his floor and his ceiling. That's it. That's Zach Moss. He's a
Yeah, which puts
consistently
him on my bench.
producing. It depends on who you're starting. It depends on who's on
I
bye
would
week.
start
You
any
have
of my
Patterson
3 running
going to
backs
start for the
over him.
rest of the year. Carson, who knows where he's going to be. You have opportunity for a running back too. If you don't use him at a running back, you have opportunity for a flex too.
Right.
It's not costing you one of your quarterbacks. Mike Williams has put up great numbers, but we all know his injury history. Chase Claypool has been oft injured, oft not, but he's the guy on that team. Juju's out for the whole year. Juju's done. There's 2 wide
Yeah.
receivers on that team and a running back. So it's not an off-the-chart trade like it sounds like.
No,
No, it's not. It's not terrible. It's not a terrible trade.
No, it's not. And like I said, it's the off season. I'm all for it. I'm making that trade. But during the season where you're at right now, I'm not making it. But that's my.
You have to realize that if my 2nd-round pick ends up as a 2nd overall 2nd-round pick, it's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other factor that goes into this. Mike Williams this year is something. I'm
And
2-5.
that is the part.
I'm not
that
ready to
makes me
give up.
consider
I'm not
it.
ready to give up on it yet. I'm not
Yeah.
ready to give up on the season yet because 3 and 4 makes the playoffs. So if I can pick up a guy who can fill in that wide receiver 2 position better than Claypool, I have Michael Thomas coming off the IR. I have A.J. Brown still in my starting lineup. My running back situation sucks unless Miles Sanders actually killed himself, in which case it would be awesome. Sorry, Miles Sanders. But if there was only one running back on Philly, at least I can start him. So that's my mid-range move of still going for it this year and still giving up something for next year. That's where that falls in. Chase Claypool is a wide receiver 2. Probably mid-range. Might be low range.
Yeah, more.
I won't
wide receiver
overvalue
2,
Chase
3.
Claypool. I love Chase Claypool. He's from Notre Dame. I love him. But I won't overvalue him. Deontay Johnson gets all the touches. Najee Harris does everything. Tim, you're on mute. I think he knows he's on mute. Never mind.
We're talking about other stuff for a different league.
That's fair. So I won't overvalue Chase Claypool in this. I will say the fact that you have 3 wide receiver 1s and a top tier wide receiver 2. Courtland Sutton is that top wide receiver 2. The other 3 are obviously wide receiver 1s right now. What comes out of it? What keeps going? Obviously, the top 2 are untouchable on your team. I wouldn't even think about it. Tyreek Hill, you're not going anywhere. DK Metcalf, you got to have. They need a ransom coming back for them. Mike Williams and Sutton are the 2 that are movable on your team. Obviously, you put Sutton on the trade block. Makes sense. He's falling into the 3 wide receiver sets. You don't know what he's going to be. I still think he falls into wide receiver 2. I actually think Jerry Jeudy coming back helps him because it
now he's not
distracts
getting the main
defenses
coverage.
more.
Now he actually
Going to
is
distract
open up more in the
defenses
field.
more. So I don't mind that as much, but there are more mouths to feed in the offense. Jerry Jeudy does get looks. He gets deep looks.
I mean, if you trade me Kamara, I'll send you him in an instant.
Okay, you're out of your mind. But so if you want to factor in all of that stuff, there's the reason for that. Chase Claypool is still not a scrub. Juju Smith is gone next year. So I'll just admit to that fact. Juju's gone next year. Deontay Johnson is a target whore, and that's fantastic. For him, for Tim, who picks him up in every league, makes sense. Deontay Johnson is a target whore.
Yeah.
But Chase Claypool gets his throws. He gets his throws down the field, and when he remembers that his 2 feet need to land inbounds, he looks fantastic. When he forgets that the boundary is that big white line, he looks awful. He forgot 2 weeks ago, in case any of you watched that game where he came down and toe-tapped both feet out of bounds. That doesn't make any sense, and then he got called for offensive pass interference anyway, which negated the whole thing.
Which game was that again?
I don't even remember. I think it was a Sunday night or Monday night game. Doesn't matter. But intentionally toe tap both feet, and they both landed out of bounds, and then he got flagged for offensive pass interference. It did not go well.
No.
But it's a wide receiver return, a wide receiver that can start. Maybe not in your top 3 role, but he can fill in that flex role. Zach Moss is the running back that can play. Is there a bye week? Is someone injured? Is something going on? Who knows? If Mike Williams stays healthy, the trade looks great for me this year. If Mike Williams stays healthy, Mike Williams becomes my wide receiver 1. A.J. Brown's there. Becomes my wide receiver 2. Puts my team in a better spot. Puts you back in the second round. Yes, it costs you your 3rd wide receiver on your list, and it puts a new 4th wide receiver on your list. Chase Claypool would take over the 4th role. Courtland Sutton move into 3. So it's really all a factor
it's
of
something
values.
to consider. The pick is what makes it an intriguing trade.
Right. You're out of the 1st and 2nd round. It's a 2nd round for a 5th. Did I buffer?
4th.
I think I did 5th. Did I do 4th? Do you have a 5th? I don't even know if you have a 5th.
I don't know.
I don't know anymore. I was clicking buttons.
I think I probably have a 5th because I've traded away 1st and 2nd pick.
You have 2 5ths.
Yeah, I think I got
2
back
5ths and 2 6ths. But yeah, so that's my opinion behind it. If we were using the Pat Cash trade calculator, it would be instantly vetoed because you're getting the better deal. We're obviously not using that. We don't care.
Yeah.
This year values, Dynasty
It's something to
values,
sleep
their own
on.
values. They make up their own stuff. I don't know. Tim, you have your own calculator, right?
Yes, I do.
I'm curious what that looks like when you throw it in there.
Hold on. I gotta.
If you need me to read it out for you, let me know.
Well, I need to reset the settings for it to be 12 team and Superflex.
Fair enough.
So Mike Williams,
Mike Williams and a fourth,
2022 or 2023.
2022.
Hold on, Michael. No, that means he's in a chat with you.
Oh,
Not that he accepted
I was
the
so
trade.
confused. I was like, "There's
not
zero
that he
chance."
not that he accepted the trade, but
I was like, "There's
I
zero
know you
chance."
got super horny. I got it.
No. I was just like, "Did
It happens.
Let's
Claypool,
be
Usually
honest,
to
I'm
Michael fairly quickly.
always-
Claypool and who?
Claypool and Zach Moss and a second.
Da-da-da. It's Sargenti by a landslide.
Which both trade value
And I-
are
and I
safe.
have
Now,
it-
of course,
Yeah.
Mike Williams is performing this year, and every single trade slider calculator that you put in is going to take into effect the fact that he has been injured every single year so far.
Mhm.
Right.
They are all going to factor that in. He
Like,
has
if you
been
look
hurt
at the-
or has gotten hurt at every single point.
So 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago in Cash's League, the Adams, Wishelinski, and Kaz tried to get Mike Williams from me, and I told them that what they were offering wasn't enough until they showed me the value Mike Williams has on this trade evaluator, which was lower than Robbie Anderson's value. So these trade calculators,
That has changed, by the way.
yeah, probably not by a lot though. I don't think Mike Williams is at like 500 3 weeks ago. I don't think he's up in the 5,000s where he probably should be.
I don't know if he's that high, but I get your point.
You know what I mean? I don't think it's like that.
But they're all going to view that until we can play an entire season healthy and continue to show that level of
Right.
continuation through everything. Mike Williams right now is a 31-30, which I actually don't feel is that bad. Robbie Anderson is a 5-16.
Right.
So,
and Mike
they have
Williams was
clearly-
lower than that.
They've
Yeah,
clearly
they've actually
adjusted
fixed
it.
that.
They have adjusted Mike Williams' value, at least somewhat.
Mhm.
Now, am I going to say they've adjusted all the way? No, because he has to finish a whole season. And if he finishes a whole season, he finishes as a wide receiver. One, it's a different story.
Just because you offer a lot.
But that's
The thing with the issue with what Berman's sending you is Montgomery comes
oh
back.
well. The issue with
Herbert-
what Berman is sending you is always the thing to
he's
start off
sending you
with.
two
is
running
like
backs on the same team.
Same team.
So Herbert.
Yeah.
He's
once
doing that
Montgomery
because
comes
God
back-
only knows he's going to play
Herbert-
on that team.
Once Montgomery comes back, Herbert's value is gone. But Montgomery's value is also low
I don't know
because
about
of how
that either.
because of how well that's the thing though. Their
I don't know
value
about that
is not
either.
Montgomery's not going to be an RB1 value anymore.
Nope.
No, I think Khalil Herbert is going to take over
Also,
that
a
backfield.
2023 second round pick. You have no idea what that pick's going to be.
And a 5th round.
And a 5th round, and he
Yeah,
wants.
he doesn't have any picks left to make that a thing.
So I just wouldn't be no, because
No.
that's you're getting nothing. You're getting no.
I'm getting good luck that someone out of college is going to be good.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be good, but that's not the point.
You know what? It's a $5 league, and we're on the podcast, so I'm gonna counter with that.
Gonna counter with something. Oh boy.
Yeah, counter something. What do you want? Give me something for Barkley then.
It's not much of a counter, but it's
Your 5th instead of your 4th?
drop it down one row. Just because it's a personal
I can live
bias.
with that.
I targeted Mike
can live
Williams
with
in
that.
that draft, so you know what?
I can live with that. So there's our podcast trade for all those who
Why
have been
not?
sticking along with us here.
Zach
We
Moss
have
and-
Mike Williams in a 5th
I've made some
going
interesting
out
choices for this
for
league. I
Zach
also drafted
Moss,
Trevor Lawrence ahead
Chase
of Joe
Claypool,
Burrow.
and a 2nd. And very much like we offered Hunter Renfrow a courtesy drink, it's time to offer Chase Claypool a courtesy drink because he's moved on to his 4th team now.
Yeah,
Ooh.
he's been shuffled around.
There's your blanket. I was looking for that last night.
It's been
So we're all sitting here. Let's hear the thoughts about the trade.
Which trade?
The trade that Drew and Pat
You just approved.
Oh,
No, we've been talking about
I
for a while.
I did not vote for this. Okay.
I don't think Pat put up a poll yet to vote on it.
It's working on it.
So
Cue scene from Monty Python on the Holy Grail.
Which scene?
I didn't vote for you.
Good scene. Good scene.
Great
it
scene.
would help if I saw the movie, right?
What?
Patrick.
Are you suggesting that coconuts migrate?
No, that's all. They could be carried.
Maybe two
I will rehearse
swallows
this entire
carried
movie for you right now.
We've
That's
done this
a
before.
lot.
We don't need to do it
two
again.
swallows.
It's just a flesh wound. I know that one.
They have
That's
to
it.
held it on a line. Under
They
the
could grip it
dorsal
by the
plated
husk.
feather.
It's not a matter of where it grips it. It's a simple matter of weight ratios.
A 5-ounce bird cannot carry a 1-pound coconut.
Dear God.
I have it on DVD. We are watching this.
I think I do too.
I can't believe
to
you've
be
never
honest.
seen Monty Python.
I know the scene where he says it's just a flesh wound, and I learned that's within like the first 10 minutes
Tease
of the
but a
movie.
scratch.
So
I need
Have at you.
another shrubbery.
What? No, you can't get very far in this episode. This thing is.
What is your favorite color? Blue. No red.
No, wait, green. Ah! What is the average wing speed of an unladen swallow? African or European?
do I need you to watch the movie
I
anymore?
don't know that.
Or like
Probably
am I
not. We
just
could do the
getting-
entire.
Oh, no,
movie.
we could do
Getting
the whole-
the whole movie quoted to
I
me right
promise
now.
you, if you started it, we could do the whole damn movie right in front of
Yeah.
you. You
Yo,
would
speaking
not
of
need
mo-
to wait long.
So
I
speaking
wouldn't
of
be
movies like
surprised.
that, you guys are, I'm assuming, fans of Mel Brooks movies. Mel Brooks.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You guys ever
Robin
seen?
Hood Man in Tights, we could quote word for word.
Well, I'm talking about History of the World Part 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
see.
God.
Have you
They're
seen
coming out part 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be a TV
coming out
show.
part 2.
It's gonna be a
I'm so
TV
excited.
show, dude.
So excited.
It's
Oh
gonna
my
be a
Part
Hulu
2. I'm
show.
so pumped.
It's gonna be a Hulu. I'm so excited. That movie is so underrated. I give you the 15. Shit. 10. 10 commandments. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude.
Okay, does anyone else want to make a trade right now?
I'm trying to. Meryl needs to hit accept.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Tim,
Tim's backup's coming in for show.
I don't know if I'm accepting.
Meryl's
just sent
not
me-
trading with me because we play this week.
How
All right,
many
Meryl,
of
let's
the
hear the
bench
trade.
players did he send you?
Meryl, let's hear the trade.
I sent Meryl like
so-
6 trades already.
Yeah, I know. So Tim's gonna give me Derek Carr, Tyler Higbee, and a 2022 sixth-round pick for Darren Waller and a 2022 third-round pick.
Except.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Tyler Higbee is arguably a top 12 tight end in the league. Derek Carr, I already went over, is a QB1 right now. Like, Darren Waller's hurt.
Well, Darren Waller's going to be fine. I'm not even coming even close to putting that into consideration. I don't even want to hear any of that. Darren Waller will be back next week when the bye week's over. I don't want to hear any of that part.
won't
You
trade
you
'cause
say what you
Russell
want when it comes to
Wilson's
that.
injured.
He will be back.
Right, and Merrill
Um,
literally said to Mike and I he needs a second quarterback. So I offered him arguably the best second quarterback on the block right now, which is Derek Carr.
Yeah, Kyler Murray and Derek Carr over Derek Carr over Teddy Bridgewater is a no-brainer. Obviously, the hard part for him
Oh, sorry.
filling in the flex
Hold me
spot.
down.
I have nothing to
Um,
do with mine.
Yeah. He won't take Russell Wilson because he's injured.
What'd you offer him?
That's the only.
He won
excuse
Aaron
said.
Jones for him.
Oh, Mike.
In my first.
Oh.
You didn't put in your first, did you?
You put in your first?
Yeah.
You offered Russell
think
Wilson
you
in
did.
your first for Aaron Jones, and he said no?
and like his
I would
third
take that in
round.
a second.
No, I thought you did
That's a
straight
no.
up.
That's another
No.
no-brainer.
I did not do
Put
that.
that
straight
one
up.
in the no-brainer list. If there's
Oh, Mike,
if
you
there's
messed
What
Russell
did I-
Meryl,
Wilson
you messed
and
up.
a
I
If
thought
that
it
was
was
the
in my-
trade and you didn't hit yes
if you
instantly,
didn't hit yes before even discussing that trade in this
Which one
room,
did I
you're
do?
getting kicked out
Hold
of this
on.
league.
Do not send that
Um,
trade.
You said Aaron.
we need to know that. We need to know this now.
No, it was Aaron Jones and a 2022 seventh-round pick for Russell Wilson and a 2022
Oh, I hit
third-round
my
pick.
third.
I'm still might hit accept on that.
So
I
there,
still
you-
might hit
it wasn't
accept
I
on
first.
still
that.
might hit accept on that. for 2 QBs?
The only
you have Kyler
downside
Murray
is
and Russell
and
Wilson.
Problem is, I'm down to
Well,
running back
the
going into
running
the
back
week.
is the problem.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. I would have no running back. I would have,
He would have
Henderson and backup,
and Dillon.
and that's not going to work.
Well,
That's all
no.
you-
Here's the thing, though. AJ Dillon might get a lot of work this week. I'm just throwing it out there because they don't have wide receivers, so they might be using
I
Aaron
have
Jones
Dillon
out of the
in
backfield.
daily
That's a
fantasy.
1 week situation. I need
Do
running backs
have
for the entire
Dillon in
season.
daily fantasy this week. Thursday Night Football. I have AJ Dillon going in daily fantasy. I do think both him and Aaron Jones get a lot of work. I also have Tunyon, who I noticed you have in your starting lineup, which I like. I have him getting a lot of touches.
Oh,
MVS,
I knew it
we
was
don't
gonna-
know. Coming off the IR, we don't know. St. Brown, we have no idea. They have no other wide receivers. I thoroughly like that. I also have the Arizona Cardinals defense because, for the love of God, Aaron Jones has so much capability. But if he's the only one that's going to get the ball, they're going to go after him. They
Aaron
are very good
Jones-
against the run. They are very good against tight ends. So it is
Aaron
going to
Jones
be a
and Tanya
very
are gonna
up
be
in
getting-
the air play. But I do think Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon both get a lot of work this week. I think Robert Tunyon gets some touches that he probably would normally not get. I don't think MVS does all that much. I know Randall Cobb is a big target of Aaron Rodgers, but who knows?
I think
It's going to be
MVS is
very
a game-
interesting.
Green Bay has until 4 o'clock to make the decision, so it gives me time to assume because I picked MVS in 2 of our leagues.
Well, MVS
I-
is going.
MVS is going to
MVS,
play.
I think MVS is going to play. I don't think
Yeah.
that's a question. The biggest question is Devontae Adams. A1 for anyone worrying is clearly vaccinated. He would
Yes,
have been
that I
ruled out
knew.
of the game already if he was not. I know they won't state it officially,
Mhm.
but
He still has,
Lazard was ruled out instantly because he was unvaccinated.
Right.
So
yes,
the
but
fact
Adams still
Devontae
technically
Adams still
could
has a
still
chance to
return.
play.
It's a long shot, but he could still return depending on his
two
two
negative
results.
tests within 24 with outside of 24 hours, you can continue
Right,
to play.
which means he would
So-
need to test a negative today, which there was
And
no
then
one
test
telling us
negative
about that.
tomorrow.
I haven't
right
heard
before the
anything
game.
about that yet. They might not state it yet, but all I know is
I feel
They're
like
getting testing.
it's a long shot for him to play, but he's
I don't think
still
so, anything.
possibly there to play.
He's the one who tested positive, so it's very hard for him to play.
Again, it could have been a false positive because those are a thing.
And
Right,
if he's
and you have
asymptomatic,
you have two tests. They're obviously going to pound them in as much as they can because they want Devontae Adams to play. So we will find out tomorrow. I'm sure there will be news tomorrow whether or not Devontae Adams is in. I'm sure it will be in early. I don't think the league holds testing until later in the day. I'm pretty sure they'll get that out of the way nice and early. Doesn't take long to get the test in. So we'll know if Devontae Adams is playing.
I look
Lazard
at
is
this.
out. MVS, Randall Cobb.
Mhm.
Those are your top
Tanya.
receiving options going in. Equanimeous St. Brown.
He is out
It's
there as a
fantastic.
possibility. He should have had
Um,
touchdown last week. I'm against that pass interference call. If you watch that game,
But you have to imagine that running backs a lot of work, and Robert Tunyon, who Aaron Rodgers does like, a lot of work. So I would
I wouldn't be
knock
shocked.
down. I would knock down wide receivers. I would knock up the rest of the team.
Right. I wouldn't be shocked.
That would be
if
my
Green Bay
opinion of
rolls
their-
out 2 RB sets tomorrow night.
Oh,
if they
oh,
have
yeah.
Dillon and Jones both there, Aaron Jones runs the passing route.
Yeah,
AJ
Aaron
Dillon's
Jones
there to
run out
pair
into
him.
the slot or out into the wide to
keep
get
Dillon
a
in the backfield.
linebacker covering
Yeah.
him, and then AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon is showing his hands also, so you could really run out either one of them. AJ Dillon going up against a linebacker is just either one of their running backs going up against the linebacker is easy money. So
well, think of it.
I don't
Green Bay
expect
is.
that team to suffer much. I just
No.
expect the running backs to get a lot more action. Than
Also,
they
no
normally would.
JJ Watt means less of a pass rush. Going
Who's
up
out for
against
the
Aaron
year
Rodgers.
now?
Right, going up against
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, less of a pass rush. So they'll just have Chandler Jones. So you don't really need those running backs to sit back there to help pass protect for Aaron Rodgers. But they chip on their way out Chandler Jones. There's going to be a lot of running back involvement. So I actually, if someone needs to flex AJ Dillon this week, I'm not against it.
I don't blame
be
that
honest.
decision too with putting him in. Thing with Green Bay is, I've looked at the stats. I did it on the Packers page. I looked it all up. In the 6 games since 2018 that Adams has missed, Green Bay has been lights out. Like they're averaging over 30 points. Rodgers averages over 300 passing yards.
And Aaron Jones averages a bunch of catches.
In those games, the tight end, Lazard or Jones were the elite receivers in the games that Adams did not play. And honestly,
The
if
tight
MVS
end. Watch out. Watch
And
out
that's
for
why I'm
that
starting
tight
him.
end position. That's going to be your spot. Robert Tonyan is going to be your spot. He's going to be your reliable guy to go to. They're going to bend in more towards the line of scrimmage because they don't have J.J. Watt. So you watch Robert Tonyan. He's a good route runner. He's a
He can
solid
catch the
hands.
ball.
So that's, for me, it seems simple. Maybe not for everyone else, but I feel like Tunyan's going to be your most thrown to player, possibly outside of Aaron Jones.
It's
see
going to be
how
a very
game
heavy
script
running
breaks
back
down.
tight end game.
We'll see how game script breaks
Mercedes Lewis is
down.
probably going to have at least 4 or 5 receptions in that game too. But no one's going to start Mercedes Lewis. But I want to go forward to
No one should.
No, and I want to go back to Tim's. No, I'm going back to Tim's trade. I like the idea of Carr because it helps me out in quarterback. Trading Waller, who kind of hurts because he is a top 3, top 5 tight end, for Higbee, who
is also a top 5 tight end.
Yeah. The only thing
What's Higbee right now?
What's up?
Help me, someone.
What?
I'll help myself.
Higbee's like 13.
Higbee, tight end 13. Okay, so he's outside of the top. He's out. That's, oh God. Now, if you look at Higbee's stats before we go any further, he had week 2 in Indianapolis. He hit the floor, 1.8. Every other week besides that, right in between 7 and 15.
I know I have him in our ESPN league.
He fits the Zach Moss role. It's just you're never gonna get that huge game. You once in a lifetime are gonna get that super low game. He's gonna probably get 5 to 6 looks a game. He's gonna catch 4 to 5 of them, and they're gonna go for 40 to 50 yards,
maybe
possibly a touchdown.
Yep,
possibly a touchdown. Yep.
Because the way Matthew Stafford operates right now in the red zone, his number 1 read in the red zone is Cooper Kupp.
It's Kupp.
The
easily.
Number 2 is split between Higbee and Woods. And then
being a Rams fan, hold that as it is. The number 1 look, for some strange reason, seems to be Darrell Henderson. The number 2 look seems to be Cooper Kupp. And the thing about Cooper Kupp that works the best is that as he's looking for the running back, Cooper Kupp gets open.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's being covered by who knows who.
He's also an exceptional route runner.
Who's that short-ass white dude running there? So when they're on the 3-yard line, Cooper Kupp is your number 1 target. When they're inside the red zone, though, Darrell Henderson is the number 1 look. And if you look at those touchdowns from 15 to 20 yards out, a lot of them are wheel routes. They're the outside routes to running backs. They're the advantage to the running back outside. But once that breaks down, it's Cooper Kupp. And the biggest problem with that is once that breaks down, Cooper Kupp is not the largest wide receiver that exists, and that's why we kick a lot of field goals. But the number 1 look in the red zone is Darrell Henderson, who you also own.
Which goes back to McVay's offense
offense
with Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley 100%. Was the number 1 look in the red zone back then too. So he's just whatever running back plays for McVay's offense is going to be the number 1 option.
And that's from that 10 to 20 yards. Higbee's a look also. Higbee's your 3rd look in the red zone because he's a big target. Robert Woods gets no looks in the red zone, and then Van Jefferson is your other guy in the red zone because he's the speedy mix between everyone. He's speedy, he's tall, he can do it.
Robert Woods
gets no looks.
Unless it's garbage time. Then he gets all the looks in the red zone.
That's because they said they would throw it to him.
Mm-hmm. There's one thing I do want to say about this trade, which really hurts, is if I trade it. Tim, you're asking for a 3rd-round pick, but the question is, I have one of your 3rd-round picks already, so you'd be getting that back, which leaves me. I'm still trying to find a way to get a 1st or 2nd round.
You're giving him his own 3rd-round pick back?
I think so. Yeah. So
there's no loss for you there in draft picks.
Yeah.
That's just you still have your own 3rd-round pick?
Yeah, which is projected to be a better draft pick than mine right now.
Yeah, I would throw that one away.
That's that's just something for me to feel
yes,
better.
Waller has better floor value. He's got better ceiling value by far.
Mm-hmm.
Higbee's not going to get you that. What was the other player in that?
Carr. I'm not.
Carr.
I'm only getting Waller from him. I'm getting Waller in a third.
Right,
Yeah,
who
he's
was the
getting
other player?
Waller in a pick, and Merrill gets Carr and Higbee.
And a sixth.
Yeah,
And
that
later pick, yeah.
I'd argue him down to a 5 and call it a day.
Or just take mine.
I wouldn't do that. I don't know what that is, but I wouldn't do that.
Let's not talk about it. It's not tradable. Honestly,
Come
got to
on.
keep this.
It's close.
I'd
I'm
argue,
sorry,
I'd
Mike.
argue him down to a 5 and call it a day.
We'll talk tomorrow, Mike, when the bowling alley. Tim. Honestly, yeah, it would kind of suck trading Waller because I'm losing a.
You're not losing it. But here's the thing: you're not losing Waller.
Here's
Because
the
you
thing: you've
haven't
never
used
started Darren Waller.
I'll give you that actually.
You have never once started Darren Waller.
You haven't
Darren
used
Waller
Darren
has
Waller.
never started in your lineup.
So what are you? What highest scoring team are you right now?
There's your answer.
Fourth?
Let me
Did
see.
you not? What part of talk him down to a 5th did I lose you on?
I'm okay with the 6. I'm fine.
You could have talked him down to Murray.
What's up?
You want to
Just say
reject?
Say what?
Want to reject it and fix it?
Just say he could have talked you down to a 5th.
Do
Just
I
for
have-
everyone's
do I
sanity
have-
here.
do
Say,
I no, but hold on. Do I actually have a fifth?
do you have it? That's actually a really good question. Do you have a 5th?
I don't
Because
know
God
what
knows
I
Talking
where
down
your
to a
things are
4th.
at this point.
I do have a fifth.
Well,
You have a 5th. Just say it. Just say it out loud.
you
do
probably
you want to
could've.
veto the trade and fix it?
No.
No,
You accepted it.
you accepted
You
it.
accepted it. You did that. You could have talked him down to a 5th. And I
I
don't
was
care.
thinking 5th round.
Why won't it hit send?
Tim,
Because I'm. Wait, hold on. You stop pressing buttons.
the same way Andrew talked me up one round, you
Because I'm
can
getting
talk
that pick
someone
back
one
from
round
her
when
already.
it's their offer.
Third round pick.
Oh, 'cause
When
it's
they're
in-
the one shooting
gotcha.
it to you, you can go either way with a round of a draft pick. They're going to say yes. So
I
if
wasn't
someone
thinking it,
sends
so-
you, if Tim sends you a thing overall that has a 5th round draft pick in it, you can bump that up a round.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Now,
did.
if it's a 2nd round, you can't bump that up.
Do you want to say
Don't
hi?
try to bump that up to a 1st. That's different.
yeah, that's
Even a
like
3rd, hard to bump up. Once you
the
get
large
past
trade I
that
had
3rd
with
round,
Matt at the beginning of the year.
Special guest appearance.
they can go either way.
Yeah, the big trade I had with Matt at the beginning of the year,
Yeah,
I did
come on.
that same thing.
Slip
Where
shot.
he
Slip
wanted the 1st and 2nd for his. I think it was originally a 6 and 7, and
That's
I
fine, right?
bumped both up, and I went like I think it was 4th and 6th or 4th and 5th. I think it was 5th. I bumped both of them up one,
Everyone say
and
hi.
yeah,
to
that was
Ryan.
So-
something.
Tim,
Yeah.
So usually you can get away with one
Hey,
round.
Pat,
I wanna
say hi
hear it.
first.
hello, Riley.
You gotta look though. Look at her.
Oh.
I can't
She's
see
got
her.
the
She's
eye
off the
block on.
camera.
No, she's on the camera.
She got the eye blue on.
Yeah, she's good. It's for the reflections, for like the sun.
Yeah.
It's like eye
Yeah.
paint.
Sure.
There's a lot of glare
It's
at
okay. It's
midnight.
just gonna
She
go
looks
on
like
YouTube.
Princess Leia is about to
Yeah,
play a
it's on
rugby
YouTube.
game.
You look
That's
a
what
bunch
she
of
looks
scruffy
like.
looking nerd herders.
Well,
You wanna give me a beer? I'll give
well,
you a massage.
me and you have 6 votes on yours now.
Yeah, Mike,
take
your
one.
trade again.
Is
I
so
can't
much
trade a running
better.
back.
Why not?
Mike, I can't trade for a running back for a quarterback because your quarterback's on
Why
the
not?
IR.
For
I would have
2
no-
more weeks, bro.
But I would have no second running back. I would have backups. That's not gonna work.
All right. So I'll throw in.
All right. Timothy,
someone.
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen,
Children.
Michael.
you have seen us talk back and forth. You've seen Riley bring everyone a beer.
You see
Thank you
Michael try
very
to
much
make tri-
for joining us
I try to make
for our
trades.
10th episode of Gridiron Dynasty Podcast.
Did you just close the episode?
Timothy, hit the button.
Oh my god.